صباح الخير، اهلا وسهلا فيكم جميعا. نرحب فيكم باليوم الاول من باليوم الثاني من فعاليات ملتقى جاهز. امبارح كنا معاكم طول اليوم وتعرفنا على متحدثين من مختلف القطاعات، وان شاء الله نكون فدناكم ببعض المهارات والتقنيات اللي لازمتكم لدخول سوق العمل. بتمنى انكم تكونوا استفدتوا وقضيتوا وقت ممتع ايضا في التفاعل المباشر مع المتحدثين. شكرا لتواصلكم معنا، شكرا لتفاعلكم على مختلف وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي، وشكرا لكل حدا عم ببعث لنا مسجز وعم يسال اسئله او عم يقترح اي اقتراحات. بحب احكي لكم انه كل الرسائل اللي عم تبعتوا لنا اياها وكل اقتراحاتكم هي محط اهتمام كبير من عندنا، ورح نجاوب عليها تباعا خلال الفتره القادمه. بالبدايه بدي اتوجه بالشكر لشركائنا الرئيسيين، وارجع اذكر انه شركائنا لملتقى جاهز 2021 هم سكول فاونديشن، نسلي، ومايكروسوفت. فشكرا لاهتمامكم وشكرا لدعمكم لملتقى جاهز الاول من نوعه لدعم الجاهزيه الوظيفيه للشباب العرب. اليوم احنا موجودين معاكم ايضا على مختلف وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي، بتقدروا تحضرونا على الفيسبوك لايف، وبتقدروا ايضا ترجعوا تحضروا كل الفعاليات على يوتيوب شانل الخاصه بانجاز العربي. اليوم راح يكون معنا عدد من المتحدثين اللي راح يسلطوا الضوء على عدد من الفرص المتاحه باكثر القطاعات نموا، وراح نذكر فيهم تباعا وراح نعرفكم على الخبراء والمتحدثين بعد قليل. بداية خلونا ننتقل ونلعب فيديو صغير وقصير بيحدثنا عن واقع سوق العمل، وأيضا أبرز الفرص المتوفرة في السوق من الآن فصاعدا. خلينا أترككم مع هذا الفيديو ونرجع نبدأ أولى فقراتنا لليوم.
COVID-19 is one of the biggest crises of our time. It has impacted every single one of us, shaken our social systems, and disrupted every sector of our economies. The automation of work, combined with a global recession, led workers to lose their jobs at an accelerated pace compared to previous years. And this trend is expected to continue. The ongoing shift in the division of labor between humans, machines, and algorithms might displace 85 million jobs worldwide in the next 5 years, while 97 million new roles, ones that are more adapted to this new task distribution, may emerge. By 2025, companies expect to displace roughly 6% of their total workforce. 1 in 2 workers will need reskilling, and those remaining in their current roles will need to update 40% of their skill set to adapt to the changing labor market. There is a way to collectively benefit from these challenging times. Decades of research have shown that the most valuable asset of any economy or company is its human capital. Around the globe, companies are already experiencing a shortage in relevant skills for future roles and are investing in reskilling and upskilling their workforce. By 2025, organizations say they will train over 70% of their employees to ensure they can smoothly transition into the jobs of tomorrow. These include DevOps engineers, artificial intelligence specialists, digital marketing managers, talent acquisition specialists, and customer success specialists. It will take on average between 2 weeks and 5 months for workers to pick up new skills, allowing them to move into these new roles. But data shows they won't need to have the perfect skill set to start transitioning. While 2/3 of employers expect to get a return on investment in employees' reskilling programs within just 1 year, governments will also need to step in to update and fund education and training systems, and to ensure displaced workers have adequate safety nets. With purposeful leadership and collaboration, we can turn this global crisis into a unique opportunity to transition into a future of jobs that is inclusive, fair, and sustainable.
بدي اشكر طبعا المنتدى الاقتصادي العالمي دواف فور شيرنج هذا الفيديو اللي فيه معلومات جدا غنيه. وحابب اذكركم قبل ما نبدا فعاليات المؤتمر وملتقى جاهز لليوم، امبارح كان بلشنا يومنا بحوار مع الرئيس او الريجنال هيد اوف لينكد ان القطاع الحكومي، رئيس القطاع الحكومي الاستاذ رجائي الخادم، وذكر خلال اللقاء قد ايه التحول الرقمي عم بيصير وبشكل سريع. فالتحول الرقمي بسبب ازمه كورونا اللي كان بيحتاج 3 سنوات حصل بخلال 3 اشهر، فهذا دلاله على سرعه هذا التحول وسرعه التغير اللي ايضا عم بيصير بسوق العمل وبحياتنا وبكل القطاعات التكنولوجيا المحيطه فينا. ذكر الفيديو الحالي اللي هلا شاهدناه ايضا انه الشخص بحاجه من اسبوعين ل5 اشهر ليكتسب مهارات وخبرات جديده مع البدء في عمل جديد. انتقلنا ايضا في الجلسه امبارح لنتحدث ونحاور الاستاذه غاده خليفه، وهي الريجنال هيد اوف سي اس ار بشركه مايكروسوفت العالميه، وذكرت انه ابرز المهارات والمهاره الاولى اللي تبحث عنها الشركات وخصوصا شركه مايكروسوفت عند تعيين موظفين جدد هي القدره على التعلم. وذكرنا ايضا القدره على التعلم وتفرعها للقدره على التكيف مع المعطيات ومع المتغيرات اللي بتحدث في حياتنا وفي سوق العمل، ومنها التعليم عن بعد والعمل عن بعد وجميع المتغيرات التي حدثت بسبب ازمه كورونا. بعدين انتقلنا في المحور الثاني من جلسه امبارح لنتحدث مع شنايدر الكتريك، وايضا نكتشف الفرص المتوفره في هذا القطاع اللي ربما هو قطاع يعتبر قطاع اكثر نموا، من اكثر القطاعات نموا ومن اكثر القطاعات الجديده التي دخلت على عالمنا، وهو قطاع الطاقه والجرين انرجي والديمومه السستينابيلتي. وحدثنا بيتر عن اكثر الفرص المتوفره للشباب في هذا القطاع. في المحور الثالث والاخير من جلستنا امبارح ايضا تحدثنا وتعرفنا على الفرص المتوفره في قطاع الضيافه والسياحه من خلال المتحدثه عبير التي كانت تمثل شركه ماريوت العالميه، وايضا اعطتنا صوره وفكره عامه عن الفرص المتوفره في هذا العالم اللي هو يعتبر من اكثر القطاعات اللي تاثرت كمان بجائحه كورونا. وفي الجلسه الاخيره تعرفنا مع مايكروسوفت على تولز فور امبلويمنت واساليب وفرص جديده البدء في مسار مهني ناجح ان شاء الله. اليوم رح نركز في يومنا على الفرص المتوفره لكم كشباب عرب في بعض القطاعات، ورح نستعرض قطاعات مهمه او ابرزها القطاع اللوجستي. رح يكون في عندنا متحدث وخبير من شركه يو بي اس العالميه ليحدثنا عن هذا القطاع ويحدثنا عن المهارات اللي بيحتاجوها وايضا الفرص المتوفره حتى انتم تقدروا تفكروا ببدء مسار وظيفي ناجح في هذا القطاع. ومن ثم رح ينضموا لنا لينكد ان مره ثانيه. مشكورين لينكد ان حبوا انهم يعطوا جلسه كامله عن how to enhance your professional digital presence، كيف تستطيع ان تبني ملف ذكي على شبكه لينكد ان، وايضا انك تستفيد من كل الفرص والامكانيات المتاحه على شبكه لينكد ان. بعدين رح يكون في عندنا ايضا جلسه مهمه لنحكي عن القطاع المالي، قطاع المال والاعمال، ورح ينضم لنا من المغرب بنك هو التجاري وافي بنك، اللي رح يقدم لنا ايضا صوره شامله وواسعه عن قطاع المال والاعمال والفرص والمهارات المكتسبه واللي بيحتاجوها هذا القطاع. بعدين رح ننتقل لجلسه اخرى مع كوكولا لنتعرف على قطاع الأغذية والمشروبات، ونتعرف على كوكولا من خلال شركة كوكولا بفلسطين اللي راح أيضا تنقل لنا جلسة كاملة عن هذا القطاع والفرص المتوفرة لهم في هذا القطاع. ننهي اليوم مع جلسة من تقديم شركة نسلي راح يحكوا لكم فيها عن أبرز مهارات التوظيف والنيو ترندز بعالم شؤون الموظفين وعالم الهيومن ريسورس وايضا طرق التعيين الحديثه. عشان ما اتاخر عليكم خلينا ننتقل لجلستنا الاولى، وبسعدني ارحب بالاستاذ محمد سعود ممثل عن شركه يو بي اس العالميه اللي راح ينضم لنا مشكور وراح يعطينا معلومات قيمه لنعرف او نتعرف على هذا العالم ونتعرف على الفرص اللي متوفره لنا كلنا في عالم القطاع اللوجستي. استاذ محمد صباح الخير.
كيفك؟ صباح الخير.
تمام. اول شيء انا بدي ارحب فيك مره ثانيه بعائله انجاز. اشتقنا لك صراحه لونج تايم.
شكرا.
وشكرا لانضمامك لنا. انا حابب صراحه اشكر يو بي اس وكلياتنا متحمسين ان نتعرف معك محمد على ابرز الفرص المتوفره للشباب في عالم اللوجستي، وتعطينا ايضا صوره كامله عن هذا القطاع بشكل
اوكي تمام، ثانك يو، شكرا لك. وانا مبسوط كثير انه رجعت كمان انضميت لعائله انجاز. احكيك عن الترانسبورتيشن. في عندي برزنتيشن اليوم اذا بتسمح لي انه تشير مع الموجودين مع حضرتك. I think it will answer كثير من الاسئله وكثير من المعلومات المطلوبه حول الاندستري ان جنرال وكيف تغيرت وكيف صارت بعد كوفيد. I'll share the presentation now.
All the best.
Thank you. Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, well, good morning, everybody. I do apologize for the slight delay. I had a bit of a technical issue, but my name is Mohammed Zohar. I am the country sales manager for UPS, based here in Dubai. I'm here to really talk to you about the industry changes when it comes to transportation. It's something that's near and dear to my heart. I've joined UPS when I was 19 years old, and been all over the world really working in this specific industry. So I was given a set of questions that I will do my best today to cover and help answer. I want to give you first really a brief of the transportation industry, right? Which is, I would really like to define it from a 10,000 foot level. So the transportation sector is a category of companies that provide services to move people or goods, right? As well as transportation infrastructures. So what do we mean by transportation infrastructure? That includes the roads, the highways, the airports, the ports around the world that move these goods and move these people. The transportation sector consists of several industries, including air freight, logistics, airlines, marine, road, and rail. Right? I work for one of those companies, right? And that company is UPS. That's really the overview of the transportation industries. The key takeaways, and I don't want to be too technical in this presentation, just to kind of really try to keep your attention to this. But if you think about it, right, and how important the transportation or logistics industry is to the world, right? It's an important sector that that world economies depends on, because it's at the end it's the movement of people and products, right? The companies include airlines, right? Trucking, railroads, shipping companies, logistics firms, and as well as provide infrastructure. To give you an idea of really how important the transportation industry or the logistics industry is important to the world economy, it is the very first U.S. stock on the market index, right? The Dow Jones Transportation Index was the very first U.S. stock on the market index, right? And this transportation index tracks about 20 of the most important companies in this sector. Okay. The company I work for, UPS, and I'll try not to use this as an advertisement for UPS, but just to give you a general idea, we are a company that was founded in 1907, right? So we just celebrated our 113th year in business. We have close to 13.5 million customers around the world, and we operate in 220 countries, right? Look at it this way. I mean, a lot of you are familiar with airlines around the world, right? So let's take, for an example, Emirates Airline, right? Emirates Airline has, on any given day, about 200 to 220 aircrafts in its fleet. A company like UPS has over 650 airplanes, right? We move about 24 or close to 25 million packages per day, and we are just one company, in this transportation world. We are the largest transportation company in the world, right? But we work in a pool of companies. You may be familiar with companies like DHL, Aramex, or FedEx, which are considered to be competition for us. But just to give you an idea of what large players play in this domain, right? What we offer is global small package, right? Basically, transportation of goods, information, and funds around the world. And we use airplanes and trucks and boats and roads to help deliver products from point A to point B. I work for UPS EMEA, which is in India subcontinent, Middle East, and Africa. We are the largest region in terms of geography for UPS. We cover 70 countries in this district, and it consists, again, of the Indian subcontinent, the Middle East, and Africa. We proudly have 77 nationalities working in ISMEA, and we work very closely together to better serve our customers. All right? So, one question that comes up is, COVID, right? Well, what is the impact of COVID on the logistics industry? I just want to do a test check, a voice check. Can you guys still hear me? Okay, perfect. I didn't want to be talking and nobody's there. Okay, so okay, that's good. So, what is the impact? One of the questions I got is what is the impact of COVID-19 on the industry in general, right? The transportation sector, the logistics companies, right, including UPS, connect firms to markets by providing various services, right, including multi-modal transportation. That is, air freight, ocean, inventory management. So I think we established already how important it is to the global manufacturing in complex multi-locations. But that all sounds very technical to me, right? And I really wanted to try to keep this interesting. Let's take an example of a single product, one of 100 products that you touch every day, right? Which is your maybe Apple iPhone, right, or your phone. Can you tell me where your phone is made? Where is the Apple iPhone made? Do we have a chat box or no for the participants? Okay, so the question is really, where is an Apple iPhone made? And okay, so China, yeah, that's I get that a lot. Okay, that's wrong, right? The iPhone is assembled in China, right? It's put together in China. But the fact of the matter is, right, the iPhone, let's look at the supply chain for an iPhone. The iPhone is designed in California, right? Somebody draws it on a piece of paper and says, this is what the next iPhone is going to look like. The iPhone, the components or the parts for a single iPhone are made in 43 countries across close to 200 suppliers that are located in these countries, right? So the screen is maybe made in South Korea. Some of the buttons are made in the U.S. Some companies make the glass. So you can imagine for a single iPhone, you need 43 countries, right, working together on sending their parts to a single location in Shenzhen, China, where Shenzhen, China really just takes all these parts and puts it together and makes the iPhone, right? And that's really where supply chain. I think some of the students here are economics major, right? What is the basic rule of economics? Supply and demand, right? What people don't really realize sometimes is that there is something in between supply and demand, which is called the supply chain, which is my business, which is what I do for a living. And, you know, I've been doing it for close to 20 plus years. So that is what supply chain is. So for a single piece of product, right, which is the iPhone in this case, it is made in 43 different countries, and then it is put together in a single country, and then at the end, somebody has to get it to you. Companies like UPS, FedEx, DHL, and all the other transportation companies really fill in the gap, right? That's where the gap is. We don't make anything. We don't really manufacture this iPhone or this shirt or desk, right? We are really just a company that sits in between the raw goods and the finished product, right? And this is just one product. We're just talking about your phone today. So that's really the importance of the logistics industry, right? So imagine for a minute that something happens, right? These trucks, these airplanes, they stop moving. People are not able to show up to work, right? Well, it happened. It happened in January or February last year, where all of a sudden we were, hit by a global pandemic, okay? And really to show you a small sample of what happened when these trucks and these airplanes and these boats stopped moving, things started to back up, right? And you can see in this picture, now this is a normal Christmas day for transportation companies, right? But to have this on a daily basis where the trucks were not moving packages out, were not moving the goods out of these centers, this is one of 10,000 plus facilities around the world that handle packages, right, across all industry, right? This is what it looks on the outside. This is supposed to be empty. This is supposed to be a clear yard. This is in China, by the way, right? At the height of COVID, where the country was in lockdown, and it really all started in China, right? This is what the building looks like on the inside. So it takes a lot of work in order to move these daily packages, and any interruption, right, in the supply chain will create a backlog. So we have to have plan A, B, and C all the way through plan Z in order to make sure that we are ready for something like this. It's very exciting. Did we have nightmares in the last year? Absolutely. Are we still putting in 12, 13 hours a day? Yes, we are. But you know what? It's been a very good learning experience for me, and I'm sure for the tens of thousands of UPS employees around the world, right? How many have you seen this picture in the news in the last 10 days, right? This is one ship of 10,000 ships currently roaming the ocean that has cost the world economy close to $9 billion in the 6 or 7 days that it blocked a main artery, which is the Suez Canal. Now, congratulations to Egypt for really putting a big effort into getting this corrected. But experts from around the world were predicting that this would be stuck for 10, 15, and maybe a month in there. Now, imagine how much damage to the world economy something like this does. Okay, but thank God it's now clear, and the ships are moving. So it's really not just about COVID or Corona. That is a global pandemic, right? But something as small as a stuck ship in a small canal somewhere, anywhere in the world, can really disrupt the disrupt the world. $9 billion in a matter of 5 days disappeared, evaporated, because ships could not get through a single canal. Okay? So what are the measures? I hope it's clear a little bit now about really how important the transportation, how important is the logistics industry to our everyday lives, right? Your iPhone, your food, your daily necessities don't simply appear, right? Somebody has to get them to a mall. Somebody has to get them to a storefront. Somebody has to get them to your door, right? And it's really companies like UPS within the transportation industry that really make this possible. Okay. So what are the measures that the industry has taken to avoid the negative impact and ensure employee retention? A tough question really to ask, because it's we as a company, we've always tried to plan for any possible scenario, right? But really, if somebody came to you maybe 2 years ago and said that the entire world is going to be shut down because of a virus that started in Wuhan, China, and that we would be all wearing masks for years to come, I would think that person is crazy, right? I would say, what are you talking about? But yet here we are. You can't really plan for everything, but from the fact that the transportation companies were out there and were able to deliver, I think we were pretty planned. Okay, so we were actually not anticipating an event of this magnitude, but really our years and years of experience in planning and having contingency plans in place, right, have really allowed us to stay open and deliver. So we are determining the cost and revenue implications. We still don't know how much this is going to affect, because it's still ongoing, right? We don't know what is the true cost of COVID, because it's still going on, right? Our number one priority was obviously to protect the availability of key personnel. Now, I manage the sales team for UPS in UAE, and we were doing things in a certain way for 20 years, right? We would get up, get into our car, go visit our customers, come to the office, maybe go see some more customers, and then come back to the office and finish our daily work. Well, there's some people on my team that I really haven't seen in about a year, right? Because we're all working from home. That was the easy solution, right? As a sales organization within a transportation company, I can do my job from anywhere. I can do it from home. I can do it from my office. I can do it from my car, as long as I'm able to connect with my customers. The real heroes here are the pilots, the drivers, the couriers themselves, the people that actually physically had to come to the office and still show up for work in order for this massive organization to work, right? We've engaged with government and other stakeholders. Companies the size of the three top integrators like UPS, FedEx, and DHL. If you recall, right from the beginning of the pandemic, we were called in. I mean, obviously our CEOs were called in to meet with government bodies. The President of the United States basically said, "Are you guys ready? Right? Are you able to handle this?" It did mean a lot of good business for us, but really, as companies, we were obligated to move a lot of product for world governments for free, right? Because we're talking about a life and death situation, and that really supersedes any business need. So companies like UPS and the other airlines were really instrumental in working directly with governments and saying, okay, what can we do? Where can we help? Because many times we have a lot better technologies and a lot more experience in moving masks, needles, Pfizer, Sinopharm vaccines around the world. This is what we do, and this is what we do for a living, right? And really create more contingency plans, right? And one thing I thought is, you'd walk into a UPS office and you would see, in case of this, open this. In case of that, open this. Which really created more contingency plans, given this pandemic is new to all of us. Okay, so I hope I answered the question. In terms of employee retention, specifically for us, thank God I haven't seen any decrease in the workforce. In fact, we've seen an increase. We've seen growth. So I know other industries were greatly affected within the transportation industries, like airlines, for example. They lost a lot of jobs, but within the logistics part of the world, we actually saw growth, and we were able to retain a lot of our employees as well. So this is one industry that was very well protected. In fact, it showed growth. It showed growth. Okay. Another question that was sent to me was, what are the skills needed for youth to start a career in the logistics industry? I think that is an unfair question, okay? And I'll tell you what. As a hiring manager, right, I've interviewed thousands of people, I've hired hundreds of people, well, maybe about 100 people through my course in my career. And I think it's an unfair question to really, talk about skills at this level, especially with somebody straight out of high school or straight out of college, right? Where, I think hiring managers need to really step back and maybe get their expectations in check a little bit, right? Because it's the company's responsibility to teach you the technical part of the job, right? I can't expect somebody straight out of college to have 4 or 5 years experience in the transportation industry. No, I joined UPS when I was 19 years old. I was still in college. My very first job was actually cleaning the snow off the top of the trucks in New Jersey. That was my first job. Okay, so they gave me an opportunity. They gave me a chance. I came in, and that just happened to be my first job, right? And while I was inside, I learned, right? I really took a big interest in it. And so I can't really talk about skills in the logistics industry. What I wanted to share with you here today is really one of my most favorite slides, right? And I use this in a lot of my presentations to really, let's go back to basics. Before I go in and start talking about UPS and, airport codes and the most complicated things in the world, about transportation industry, because I really don't want to. I just want to give you, 10 things that require zero talent. Okay? As a hiring manager, I look for these things, right? I can teach really anybody how to sell UPS if they have the right base, if they have the right attitude, right? So really, rather than focusing on gaining industry experience, right, which I think some hiring managers unfairly expect from college applicants or high school applicants, right? Let's start with the basics, right? Being on time, right? Forgive me, it's probably a bad example today, but be on time. If you're going to be late, that's okay. Just make sure you call somebody, right? If you show up late for an interview, that already puts a big black X or red X around you as a candidate, right? I'm respecting your time by being here on time for your interview. Best thing you can do is actually be on time yourself, right? Have a good work ethic, whether it's in your college or high school homework or a part-time job. It doesn't really matter. My first job was cleaning trucks, and I did it. I mean, I did it. I needed to do it at the time. I think I had good work ethic at the time. I did it proudly, right? I showed the effort, right? That I was willing to learn. I was willing to really enter this humongous company from an entry level, right? Yes, I had a degree and I was in college, but I wasn't expecting to go in there and be a manager or a director, on my first day, right? Body language. Sometimes people don't pay a lot of attention to that, right? Be careful. People in an interview, they read body language, right? Does this person have the energy to do the job, right? Some of these jobs are, physically demanding. Do you have the energy to do it? Are you a person with the right attitude? Do you have passion for what you're doing, right? I won't lie to you. My second job in UPS was IT. I was an IT guy. Because my degree was in computer science, and I had a minor in mathematics. It was easy, so I thought this is what I'm passionate about. But really, after a couple of months as an IT person for UPS, I hated it. I did not have the passion for that. So I immediately walked into my boss's office and said, listen, I studied this because it was easy. I'm doing it, but I really don't have the passion for it, right? So he was grateful. He was graceful enough to say, okay, what do you want to do? And after many, many years of going around from accounting back to operations, back to IT, I finally found my calling in business development, right? And that's really what I wanted to do, right? The next one here is one of my favorite, right? Being coachable. Don't pretend that you know everything, right? Be coachable. Be a sponge for information. Somebody comes and teaches you something, right? Take advantage of it. So have an open mind to change. That's what being coachable means, right? Don't cross your hands and be negative and say, no, I don't need to learn this. No, be a person that is easy to teach. Okay? Be prepared, right? Planning is not optional at any given time. Another really important message I really want to get to everybody here, given the job market, it's starting to turn around. It's starting to get a little bit better. But one thing I've learned over the course of, 20 years is that the interview starts way before the job is posted. Because by the time the job is posted, there's about 100 other applicants applying at that time. If you see something that you're interested in the transportation industry, or any industry for that matter, right? Try to make yourself visible to that before the position opens up. Identify the individual that is going to be maybe your potential hiring manager, right? Or a person that you need to speak to about getting a job. Way ahead of the job actually being posted, right? Around the world, we offer, and UPS and other companies offer a lot of internship programs, right, for students. If you have a company that you want to work for in the future, this is the time really to say, hey, what can I come in a couple of hours a day and do some work, get some help. So when the position actually does open up, who do you think is going to have a better chance of getting it? The intern that's been actually doing the job for the last 2-3 months, or somebody that just walked off the street and said, hey, I need an interview? No, it's the intern themselves that's going to get this, okay? So again, forgive me for going off topic a little bit off this, but I don't think I wanted to go into the skills needed for the logistics industry. Because as a hiring manager, it is my job to teach you the technical piece once you get it. Okay, but these are skills that you can work on, and I'm sure many of you have. But this is important. These are things that hiring managers look for in a person. As soon as you sit in front of me in a chair, the hiring manager is really listening to you, but he's not really listening to you, right? They're imagining you in the position. How are you going to fit in with his or her team? And this is what, some of these skills that you can work on, right? They require zero talent. Some of you are born with them. Some of you need maybe development in some of these skills. But these are some top skills. Okay? Just want to check the time. Okay. What are the opportunities available for youth in the logistics industry, especially in the digital transformation? Okay. A question that I get a lot of the time, right? The digital transformation is not affecting this industry at all, right? In a negative matter. What the fact of the matter is, it is only improving it. We are a company that, you know, let me go back. Let me go to this slide here. So we are a company that invests $1 billion every year in technology. Let me say that again. $1 billion a year is what UPS invests every year in technology. And I'm sure the other companies are doing something similar, maybe a little bit less in technology. So because I provide a service, UPS is in the service industry, right? I don't make anything, right? Any new technology that helps me deliver 25 million packages a day faster, better, more efficient is something that I would really benefit from, okay? So when it comes to technology, when it comes to digital transformation, I am on the receiving end as a benefactor of all this, of all this technology, right? We all know the rise of e-commerce, right? Especially in this region here, Middle East. Our expected growth is 25% in e-commerce, right? Let's face it, guys. Malls and regular stores are shutting down. More and more people are opting for online deliveries, and this is pre-COVID, right? COVID has only accelerated this growth, but this is a market that's expected to grow to $28 billion by next year. That's 4 times what it is right now. And we can start seeing it right now. On average, I used to receive 1 package a day here in my office or at work. Or I'm sorry, here in my office or at home. Right now, I average about 2 packages a day, 1 here at my work and 1 at home. And that's going to keep growing because now, the new technology is out there for me. Maybe I don't need to go to the grocery store anymore. I can buy everything online. That's where transportation is. So digital transformation, technology. Yes.
Hello.
I'm with you. Yeah.
Muhammad, can you hear me?
Yeah. I can hear you.
Yeah. So I think, are we done?
I have about, how much time do I have?
Actually, time is up.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why maybe we need to wrap up because actually also the speaker who's speaking next also is ready. So the floor is yours actually to wrap it up your way, Muhammad.
Okay, guys. Okay, thank you. Sorry about that. I know we started a little bit late, but listen, there's a lot to talk about, and really no 1-hour conference is going to cover it. So what I do really is encourage you to check us out on social media. We're on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Connect with me. We're always looking for good people, okay? And I'm sure there will be an opportunity for you to join this very exciting industry, okay? But like I told you, the interview starts way before the job is posted. Get yourself familiar with what we do for a living, and please sign up for the UPS jobs board on ups.com. Thank you so much. That does it for me.
محمد, thank you so much. يعني عن جد أنا بدي أشكرك. يعني the session was really informative, was really or helped actually students to get more information and more insights about UPS and the logistics industry. So thank you so much for your time. We definitely will stay in touch and we can have more sessions like this one. Thank you so much, Muhammad. يعطيك العافية. Bye bye. Okay, so thank you so much for Muhammad. Now it's time to talk about LinkedIn. It's time to learn new techniques on LinkedIn ونتعلم كيف نبني بروفايل قوي وذكي بنفس الوقت على شبكة لينكدإن ونتعرف على كل الفرص المتوفرة عبر لينكدإن من خلال بروفايل بقدر يمكننا من الوصول لنبني شركات ممتازة وأيضا نستكشف الفرص الموجودة. امبارح بجلستنا مع لينكدإن تعرفنا على بعض المميزات الموجودة بلينكدإن وعرفنا أنه في أكثر من 720 مليون مشترك موجود على شبكة لينكدإن 60% تقريبا منهم ما بين ال 24 إلى 35 سنة وهم أنتم الشباب العربي اللي موجودين بقوة وبأكثرية على شبكة لينكدإن. وحتى نتعرف أكثر ونسلط الضوء أكثر على لينكدإن بشرفني أرحب بالأستاذة ماجدة السنوسي من لينكدإن تكون معنا بجلسة حوارية تفاعلية أيضاً رح تحكي لنا فيها معلومات بس لجاهز أو شباب جاهز اليوم. صباح الخير ماجدة.
صباح النور. ميرسي تامر. Thank you so much for the introduction.
ابدا ثانك يو لك وثانك يو للينكدإن لوجودكم معنا. انا بعتقد انه الجميع متحمس ومتشوق انه يسمع منك المعلومات ونتعرف اكثر كيف بنقدر نكون موجودين بذكاء اكثر على شبكه لينكدإن. انا ما راح اطول. Without any further ado, the floor is yours ماجدة. All the best of luck.
Thank you Tamer. Thank you so much. Hi everyone. Really excited to be with you here today. So as Tamer was saying, my name is Magda El-Sinusi. I'm a senior customer success manager at LinkedIn. Been with LinkedIn for almost 7 years now. So a very loyal employee to the company. I really love working there. Believe in their vision and mission big time. And yeah, let's get started with our presentation today. So basically, today we're going to be talking about a few things, and I'm just going to mention them on the agenda. So introduction, what is LinkedIn? Just very briefly, because I know you already had something before similar. Defining your professional brand on the platform, building your LinkedIn profile, building your professional network. Use your network on LinkedIn to connect to opportunity, search for jobs, internships, and schools on LinkedIn, and then a little bit of an extra credit at the end. Okay, so let me start it with just a very casual, funny way on introducing LinkedIn. So LinkedIn is a social network, like so many other networks, but it's more on the professional side. So I'll just give you an example on what are the things that we do at LinkedIn and what are the things that we don't do on LinkedIn. So for example, I just got one example, which is donuts. And we're going to be speaking about what we do on LinkedIn and what we don't. So on Facebook, for example, you're able to say, I like donuts. You can put a status update. On Snapchat, you can put a video of yourself eating a donut. On Instagram, you can put a picture of a donut and people start liking it. And then on Pinterest, you can put a recipe of a donut and people start like pinning it. On Spotify, you can listen to donuts. And on WhatsApp, you can speak to someone about donuts. Like, do you want a donut, or like have a conversation. But on LinkedIn, we do it a little bit different. So on LinkedIn, and I'm just going to tell you what are the things what kind of conversations that you can get into. So you can say things like, I hope to operate a donut franchise one day. I'm looking for a job at a donut company. I have 3 years of experience making donuts. My top skills are donut production and sales. Here are 3 recommendations from a former donut colleague. So it's just a very tiny example just for you to understand the differences and what are the kind of things that you can say on LinkedIn or portray on LinkedIn. Of course, we're going to get into like the real words now, but I just thought of explaining it using donuts. Your professional brand. Okay, so build your professional brand network and connect to opportunity. Just to let you know, on LinkedIn, we have over 722 million professionals on the platform. We increase by 2 members per second. We have over 55 million employers, and then we have 2.9 million groups. Those numbers, guys, are massive. This is really, really big numbers. And this is why building a professional brand and building your profiles in a way and connecting to your network is very important, because there's so many people on the platform. You want to make sure you stand out there. How can you do that? So we're going to be talking about how you can make a good brand, how to identify your brand, and how to be the right choice. Okay, what makes a good brand? So here's an example. Those are mobiles. You probably, like I would say 99% of the audience know what brand of mobile is that. Apple. Why? Because they are very strong in building their brand image. You know what to expect from them. You know what the phone probably looks like. You would know what would be the functionalities behind it. You would know the battery life. You know, you have expectations. You know how to compare it to competition. You know if what are the pros and cons of this phone compared to competition. So this is something that we want to make sure to build something similar to you. We want to be able that when you apply for a company, someone might know you, or when they read your profile or see what you have been doing, they can build an identity to yourself. Sorry, is someone speaking?
Yes, Magda, I'm really sorry to interrupt you, بس عم توصلنا كتير messages عم بطلبوا منك if you can mix between Arabic and English كمان, that would be brilliant.
Yes, of course. Yeah. Okay, sorry.
Thank you.
Okay. So how can I have my own brand? ازاي اقدر اعمل براند لنفسي قدام على البلاتفورم؟ ازاي اقدر اخلي ان حد يعرف ايه اللي يونيك فيا انا؟ ايه الحاجه اللي انا مختلف عن بقيه الناس فيها؟ sorry, I'm trying to move between the slides. Okay. So how can you be the right choice? عايزين حاجات صغيرة قوي هقول لكم عليها that محتاجين تعملوها. So for example, building a very strong profile على LinkedIn, making sure ان انتوا you fill in all the details على البروفايل، وهخش into details فيها. برضو that you have to stay active على social media platform. So you want to make sure that you're liking, you're sharing, you're adding your opinion, you are connecting with the right audience, you are following certain people. Be very careful what you post, what you don't post. كل ده بيبني الايدنتيتي بتاعتكم. You want to make sure ان لما حد يكتب اسمكم على جوجل your LinkedIn profile pops up. ليه هيحصل كده؟ If you have all the details there, then most likely ان البروفايل بتاعكم will pop up at the top of the list. طيب, building your LinkedIn profile. هنتكلم على setting up your account. هنقول ايه الفرق ما بين البروفايل والريزومي بتاعكم اللي هو السي في. Taking a great photo and editing your profile. طيب, setting up your profile. Setting up your profile. I will be sharing this presentation معاكم, بس برضو لو anyone wants to take notes, please feel free to do that. If you want to take pictures of the screen as well, you can do that. Setting up your account, بتقدروا تخشوا على linkedin.com and you go in and تعمل sign up and you create your LinkedIn profile, or you can do it حتى through your application على التليفون. بعد كده just to let you know ايه الفرق ما بين creating a profile والريزومي. It's very similar in terms of الاتنين بيتكلموا على your experience. الاتنين هيبقى فيهم اسمكم والتايتلز والeducation والنمبر وكل الحاجات دي. بس how is LinkedIn profile different than a resume? أول حاجة إنه it's one click away from the people that you want to work for. It is a digital thing. It is a live document. it's not like السي في بتاعكم بيكون saved على الديسكتوب عندكم and maybe you send it to a career fair and send it to some agencies. بس البروفايل بتاعكم is live, is there, بيقدر يكونكت مع الناس, is one click away literally from the people that you want to work for. It has your skills, it has more information, بتقدر تحط السيرتيفيكيشن, بيقدر الامبلوير يدوس على السيرتيفيكيشن يفهم ايه السيرتيفيكيشن دي, بيقدر يخليك to interact with the people that you want to contact with. بتقدري ان انتوا يبقى عندكم recommendation, الناس بتحط لكم recommendation و endorsements على البروفايل بتاعكم. So it's all it adds a lot of credibility ان الكلام اللي محطوط ده لما حد بيحط لك referral الحد ده recommendation I mean, بيقدر الامبلوير يدوس على الشخص ده يشوف مين الشخص اللي مديلك recommendation, is he a real person or not. So really the profile gives a lot of credibility to yourself. طيب عايزين بقى نبيلد a profile وعايزين نتأكد ان كل حاجة is there. أول حاجة هقول عليها is taking a great photo. Okay, so people that have a photo on their profile, they receive 21 times more views than the people that don't have a picture. Or they receive 9 times more برضو connection request عن الناس اللي هي ما عندهاش picture. Okay, طيب ازاي نقدر ناخد a great photo؟ First of all بنقول make sure that انه يكون الباك جراوند بتاعكم ما فيهوش distraction. اوكي سو زي الصوره اللي قدامنا دي it's blurred, مفيش distraction, الفوكس is on the person. طيب what do you wear in the picture? Wear the same clothes that you would wear at work. If it's a casual thing, if you want to be formal, يعني زي ما انتم شايفين في الصوره دي, it's just a very small part of the clothes that is showing. Smile and have a friendly expression. At the end of the day, a smile gives away a lot. It tells a lot about the person. I know that employers won't choose you just because of your smile, but it's nice to have a friendly picture there. Make sure that your face takes up the majority of the frame. زي الصورة بالضبط, يعني زي الإكزامبل ده, your picture is all there. بلاش تبقى cropped out of another picture and there is كتف حد في جنبكم ولا ايد حد جنبكم. Just make sure the picture is about you. طيب editing بقى your profile. Now you want to build your profile. Something that is very important is your job description, or I would say your title. Okay, what do you currently do? طيب let's say into your students you don't have a specific title yet. Maybe you did an extracurricular activities. You were part of a student organization. Put it there. Say what kind of work you did with them, what kind of role you had with them. If you had any volunteering experience, put it there. If you had talk about your education, what did you study? لو عندكم certifications معينة حطوها. طيب انتوا لوكيتد فين؟ البلد اللي انتوا بيست فيها حطوها. ليه؟ علشان اللي بيجي يدور مثلا على فريش جراديويتس او حتى لو حد متخرج بقاله قليل, هيبقى دي الحاجات اللي هيبقى عايز يبص عليها. هيبقى عايز يبص الحد ده فين اللوكيشن بتاعته دلوقتي, عندهم work experience او internship experience ولا لا, did they volunteer قبل كده في حاجة ولا لا, what kind of education كانت عندهم. طيب الستep اللي بعديها edit your profile. How can you edit your profile in terms of headline? دي حاجة ناس كتير قوي ما بتعرفهاش. في لينكدين عندنا حاجة اسمها title وعندنا حاجة اسمها headline. التايتل is your job. So let's say you're a sales manager, هتحطوا ان انتوا you're a sales manager. You're a student, then this is your title. Your headline is more of حاجة that is creative about you. زي مثلا أنا مثلا شغلانتي إن أنا بساعد الشركات. أنا كماجدة فعلا شغلانتي إن أنا بساعد الشركات إن هي تلاقي ناس تشتغل عندهم. فأنا الهيدلاين بتاعي connecting talent to opportunity. Okay, it's just written in a unique way. أنا فاكرة عندنا كان حتى one of our HR directors في لينكدين كانت التايتل بتاع الهيدلاين بتاعها كان I heart talent. هي بتحب التالنت. عشان كده she is in HR, she's the one that does the recruitment for the company. You can put any title that you want, something that you believe in, or something that you really want to identify that this is your headline. Okay? فهنا the point says, if this is the only thing someone sees, what does it say about me? Does this present my professional brand and show how I'm unique? Does it capture what a recruiter would care about? Okay. طيب. Next is edit your profile, summary. So summary, some people struggle with writing a summary. It's very, very simple. It's to the point. Put 1 to 2 sentences about you. So hi, مش hi, sorry. I'd say مثلا this is Magda, studied, for example, this XY, I'm interested in kaza or kaza, and then my experience, I've been working in the tech industry for the past 10 years. Lately, I've been working as a customer success manager at LinkedIn, and this is what I do, and this is my experience mainly fall in this. I love, مثلا, for example, I can say I'm also really into volunteering, especially when it comes to specific topics. And then last is something about your future goals. What do you want to achieve, and how members can engage with you. So أنا ممكن أقول ultimately what I would love to do is to have an international experience in my field, and please connect with me on my personal email, which is kaza kaza kaza. Let's say, for example, summaries. يعني my recommendation is, if you're even struggling with summaries, check out some profiles, read what summaries do they have, get inspired by the type of writing that they have, and you can build something that is unique to yourself. Okay? I would say, the summary, make sure to include a summary of at least 40 words. Okay, next. هنتكلم دلوقتي على البروفيشنال نتورك, how to build your professional network, how to discover existing connections, search for connections, and expand your network strategically. Okay, just a little bit of fact here. 50% of hires result from a personal connection. And what do I mean by that? usually الهايرز اللي بتتعمل مثلا في let's say في شركة زي لينكدين هنا عندنا, a lot of it بيكون إنه the recruiter got in touch with someone that is either connected to the recruiter or connected to someone that works in LinkedIn, it falls within النتورك بتاع الشركة. خليني explain أكتر. So let's say الشخص اللي في النص ده, this is me for example. And those 3 people around me, those are considered my first degree connections. I'm connected to them on LinkedIn, فاسمهم first degree connection. بعد كده الناس دي connected to other people, دول بيعتبروا second degree connections بتوعي. I'm not connected to them directly, but they are my second degree. The second degree connections are also connected to a group of people. Those are called my third degree connection. فدايما الهايرنج بيبقى جوه النتورك دي. ليه؟ عشان بيبقوا الناس دي يا إما connected to people you know because they are in the same industry, so they connected somehow, sometime in their career, and طبعا because we have a very big network on the platform, you'll find that one network is huge, and this is what we want ان انتوا تعملوه. احنا عايزين ان انتوا تتعلموا ازاي تقدروا تكسباندوا النتورك بتاعكم عشان تقدروا تخشوا في سيركلز زي دي, على اساس لما يجي الريكروتر يبقى بيدور على حد يعرف يلاقيكوا within a big network. طيب خلينا نقول ان this person اللي هو انا I wanted to get in touch مع حد بس who is not my first degree connection, is my second degree connection. فبقدر ان انا مثلا ببعت مسج بقول حاجة زي مثلا I found your profile through our mutual friend Rob. I'm currently exploring career path in technology industry and I admire your experience. I would love to join your network. Okay, ده it's a way for you to get in touch with people, and we say ازاي تقدروا to get in touch with someone that you don't know but بتعملوا conversation a little bit warm. How to warm up this conversation؟ بان انتوا تستخدموا حد mutual ما بينكم انتوا الاثنين. انا let's say انا ماجدة عايزة اشتغل في التكنولوجي اندستري، لسه متخرجة، معرفش مش عارفة أبدأ منين. بخش على لينكدين ببدأ ألاقي ناس كتير بتشتغل في التكنولوجي اندستري. لقيت البروفايل بتاع دان ده عجبني قوي، الكارير باث اللي هو أخده، بدأ في شركات very that interest me a lot. حابة أعمل كارير باث شبهه بس أنا معرفوش أعمل إيه. I can get in touch، بشوف مين الميوتشل ما بيننا، بقول له ان انا لقيت البروفايل بتاعك through ان روب is mutual ما بيننا، و I really like, I admire the career path that you took, and I would like to join your network، وبس، و you get connected to them. ممكن بعد كده حتى to either tell them I would love to have a call with you if this is possible, to ask you more about what you did to reach this career, what kind of path did you take, and if you can guide me. Those are all things that people do, and صراحة you would be surprised by the reaction of people. الناس بتبقى عايزة تساعد عشان probably هم كانوا في situation شبه دي قبل كده. discover existing connections. بتقدروا تخشوا على اللينكدين بروفايل بتاعكم، بتقدروا تخشوا على my network and then you will be able to see who are the people that you may know. People you may know, LinkedIn automatically works an algorithm and starts suggesting people that maybe went to the same university as you, people that are connected to you. A lot of people are connected to the same people, فبتعمل recommendation. It's an algorithm that works, and it gets better. The more you build your network, the more it will get better to recommend people for you. طيب let's say انه okay you want to search، انتوا نفسكم عايزين تعملوا specific search، you can go على الفلترز اللي موجودة على لينكدين و you can search by name، you can search حتى تقول okay أنا عايزة أشوف كل الناس اللي بتشتغل في لينكدين في الإمارات، أو أنا عايزة أشوف كل الناس اللي بتشتغل في لينكدين في دبلن، واشوف لو حد فيهم ابدا ابص على البروفايلز بتاعتهم، يمكن تلاقي حد كان قبل كده راح الجامعه اللي انتوا رحتوها فبتقدر تكونكت معاهم، يمكن connected to someone you know تقدر تبعته له. اوكي، وبعد كده you can هنا زي ما قلت search for new connections. تقدر ان انتوا تخشوا على بروفايل حد وبتعملوا connect، وبتقدر تحط حتى a personal note. Why did you send this request؟ إنه hey I would like to be part of your network, I'd like to connect with you. You can put whatever message you want. Okay. طيب expand your network strategically. Who should you be reaching out to? People you have something in common with, people who have a job or work at a company that interests you, people who may be able to connect you to someone who can help you achieve your goals. So دول الناس اللي انتوا you should be reaching out to، اللي هما الناس اللي عندها حاجة in common معاكوا، أو الناس اللي هي بتشتغل في شركة مثلا انتوا interested ان انتوا تشتغلوا فيها، أو ان انتوا حاسين ان الحد ده ممكن يوصلكوا لحاجة انتوا حابين توصلوا لها من in terms of goals. طب what do you tell them؟ بتقدر تقول لهم انتوا مين؟ how did you come across their profile؟ لقيتوا البروفايل بتاعهم ازاي؟ وعايزين منهم ايه بالظبط؟ how can they help you؟ طيب use your network on LinkedIn to connect to opportunity. هنتكلم في next slides هنتكلم على how to message connections, how to ask for informational interviews, request referrals, request recommendations, and add value and engage. طيب برضو another fact here in LinkedIn members are 4 times more likely to get hired when referred. فإن أنت يبقى عندك LinkedIn profile حاجة وتقدم على شغلانة دي حاجة، وإن أنت يبقى عندك LinkedIn profile وحد يرفير you into the company حاجة تانية. A referral is very very strong. This is something that definitely will add more credibility to you. Referred معناها إنه مثلا حد already بيشتغل في الشركة they refer you into the company. ليه؟ عشان دايما the company listens to its employees. بيبقوا عارفين إن الامبلويز بتاعتها بتبقى عارفة what kind of caliber هما محتاجينه، فالريفيرال دايما بياخد بونس. Okay. How to send messages on LinkedIn? Sending messages on LinkedIn is very simple. You can send it from your LinkedIn. ممكن تخشوا على الايكون بتاعت المسجز وتدوروا على حد وتبعتوا له. ممكن through الكونكشن page نفسها، الحته اللي فيها كل الكونكشنز بتاعتكم بتروح على اسم الحد وبتعملوا send message، او بتقدر تروح على بروفايل الشخص نفسه وتبعت message. So sending a message on LinkedIn is very very easy. You can do it from 3 different parts. it's very very simple. طيب ask for information interviews، دي الحاجة اللي أنا كنت اتكلمت عليها قبل كده. لو أنتوا عايزين to get in touch مع حد ما تعرفوش بس عشان you admire their experience and you want to gain from it. فهنا بيقول لك إيه، إنه you want basically what you want to achieve من informational interviews ده، إن أنتوا to gain advice على الكارير path. Learn about an industry you're interested in. Learn about a specific company. أو you're establishing a professional bond. انتوا برضو ممكن يبقى في شخصيات معينة you'd like to be connected to علشان later on هما ممكن يبقوا your mentors or your coaches. As you can see on the left side, this is an example of an informational interview request. So, hi Erin, I'm currently exploring careers in communication and admire your experience and accomplishment in the industry. I'd appreciate the opportunity to hear about your career journey. Would you be available for a 20-minute chat over the phone or in person in the next few weeks? Okay. I would highly recommend that ما تتكسفوش, send those requests. You will be surprised with what people would get back to you with. طيب request referrals. What is referrals? Referrals ده as I mentioned ان انت ممكن تسألي حد already بيشتغل في شركة ان هو refer you into this company. Okay. ادي example برضو. Hi Seth, hope you're doing well. I saw that Fixtex is hiring a communication specialist. I'm very interested in applying the role. Seems like a great fit for me because it needs a self-starter who can operate with a complex environment. Would you be able to share any information on the position to the team and what they might looking into a candidate? I'd be greatly appreciative. حلوة قوي هنا ان هو شرح ايه بالظبط برضو، ان كيت شرحت why would this role be a great fit for her. Okay, so she reached out to someone that already works in the company. قالت له ان هي شايفة شغلانة already في الشركة عايزة تقدم عليها. She thinks she's a great fit علشان هم بيسألوا على كذا 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 وده is her experience. And then she asked them if they can refer her أو if they need something specific in this candidate عشان هي تبقى عارفة وهي بتقدم على الرول. Okay. Request recommendations. On LinkedIn you have the option of giving or receiving recommendation. If you worked with someone, a former manager or a mentor or even a colleague, حتى انتوا ممكن يكون لسه ما فيش a lot of experience, so maybe you worked with a certain professor مثلا حتى on a certain project. You can ask a professor to give you a recommendation on LinkedIn. My only advice here, if you're seeking recommendation, if you're going to have مثلا 2, 3, 4, 5 even recommendations on your profile, try to make them diverse. مش كلهم بيتكلموا على نفس الحاجة، مش كلهم بيتكلموا على ان انتوا مثلا هارد وركر. ممكن حد يبقى بيتكلم على البروجكت اللي اشتغلتوا عليه وازاي ان انت مثلا او انت you were really good in time management. حد تاني بيتكلم على انه you're a hard worker and creative. فطبعا it depends on your experience and what ايه الحاجات اللي انتوا اشتغلتوا معاها على بعض، بس try to have something diverse في recommendations. Add value and engage with your network. Okay, invest time in your connections and request informational interviews. Information interviews هي دي اللي أنا قلت لكم عليها، إن أنتوا بتسألوا حد إن هو get on a call with you to tell you more about their career path. Like and share things that people in your network will care and post about. It's very important to تكونوا active على البلاتفورم. Okay, start joining groups, start following companies, start following certain individuals. شوفوا الناس دي بتكتب ايه, comment on their posts, like their posts. You will be surprised with the engagement that you will get from other people. الناس بتبدأ تعرف اوكي انت الشخص اللي interested في الموضوع ده. انا مرة I engaged with you on LinkedIn. This is how you build your brand على البلاتفورم. بعد كده هنا بيقول لك join groups زي ما قلنا and exchange insights with school or program alumni, give testimonials and recommendations to others. It's very important to make sure that you're also مش بس receiving testimonials or recommendations, but you're also giving it to other people. طيب, search for jobs, internships and schools on LinkedIn. هنا هنبدأ نتكلم إنه how you can specify yourself as open to work, how you can search for career opportunities, how to set alerts, how to look at the jobs you may be interested in, follow companies and explore schools and alumni. Next would be another fact. 40 million job seekers visit LinkedIn jobs every week. Guys, this is a massive number, and this is also why we go back to point one, where it's very, very important to build a strong brand on the platform. علشان في ناس كتير قوي بتدور على شغل على البلاتفورم. You want to be unique, you want to be the choice. So we want to make sure that you have a strong brand that tells exactly who you are. طيب, show recruiters you're open to work. بتقدروا LinkedIn دلوقتي gives you the option ان انتوا تحطوا على البروفايل بتاعكم that you're open to work. You can show it, indicate انه whether you're open to work وحابة انه التايتل دي تبان للناس كلها, ولا حابب انه هي to only be shown to recruiters, على اساس when recruiters بيبدأوا يسيرشوا for fresh grads or people that are in have little experience, بيقدروا يشوفوا البروفايلز بتاعتكم ان انتوا you're open to work. and make sure طبعا في الحالة دي ان انتوا بتقدروا تحطوا ايه الجوب تايتل بتاعتكم, حتى لو انتوا you're student now بتقولوا ان انتوا you're student, what kind of type of job you're doing or type of exercises in terms of projects you're working on and the locations you're interested in. Okay. بعد كده هنتكلم على search for career opportunities. We want to make sure that you know how to search. So on LinkedIn زي ما انتوا شايفين على السكرين هنا في الحتة at the top في حاجة اسمها jobs. تقدروا تخشوا على jobs وبتقدر تقول اوكي دي التايتل اللي انا interested فيها, دي اللوكيشن اللي انا interested فيها. Let's say انه لا لسه انتوا مش عارفين what kind of job, بتقدروا تخشوا على بتسيبوا مثلا التايتل فاضية وبتقدروا تخشوا على مثلا اللوكيشن, بتختاروا البلد اللي انتوا فيها, تدوسوا على more filters. You can choose even experience level. لو انتوا مثلا شايفين نفسكم you're beginners تقدروا تحطوا as a beginner, تقدروا تحطوا مثلا الاندستري او job function وتشوف what is out there. Okay, so it's very important for you to do that. Once you do that, أهم حاجة إن انتوا you save your search. Why? علشان يبدأ يجيلكوا alerts. So انت ممكن تقول اوكي انا عايز اول ما شغلانة في الأردن تفتح that is a beginner role in the IT industry, عايز يجيلي notification. تقدر تحط ان الnotification بتاعك بيبقى daily أو weekly. بتقول اوكي انا عايز اشوف, عشان اول ما تفتح تقدر تخش تقراها وتشوف if it's relevant to you or not and then apply right away. So it's very important to set up the search alerts. Okay. بعد كده LinkedIn starts understanding. Once you apply for jobs and view jobs and save jobs, you can even save the jobs you're interested in. يعني مش لازم تقدموا فيها right away. بيحصل ايه لما بتعملوا كده؟ LinkedIn starts understanding more about ايه type of jobs you're interested in. LinkedIn الباك اند algorithm بتاعها بيبدأ يشتغل واكوردنجلي بيقدر يقول لك jobs you may be interested in، وبيحط لك شغلانات that LinkedIn thinks this could be a good fit for you. اوكي. وطبعا الشغلانات دي بيحصل ايه، ان هي بتشوف انت كاتب ايه على البروفايل بتاعك، و الشغلانه متطلبه ايه بالظبط، وبتعمل ماتشنج وبتطلع لك as jobs you may be interested in. طيب حاجه تانية that is very important، شوفوا انتوا ايه الشركات اللي you're interested in. start following it. تقدروا تشوفوا اول ما شغلانه بتظهر في الشركات دي بتطلع لك، بيبقى ساعات عندهم حاجه اسمها لايف على البيج بتاعتهم. يعني لو دخلت على الشركه you're interested in ولقيت عندها لايف دي بتبقى صفحه على البيج بتاعتهم بتقول بقى مين هم as an employer، بيعملوا ايه، what is the culture there. دلوقتي this is really important. زي ما انت as a candidate او عايز تبني البراند بتاعك وعايز تبقى الكانديديت of choice وكده، الشركات برضو are fighting over candidates. So they also have to do a lot of effort to show who are they as an employer. Why should they be an employer of choice. فبيقدروا هم هنا this page is where they sell themselves as an employer of choice. So check them out and it helps you a lot for preparing for interviews as well. So I would highly recommend you check it out. explore schools. بتقدروا ان انتوا برضو تخشوا you can search بتقدر تعملوا الفلترنج by schools and then see what are the schools that are out there in case you're interested even to work for a school or to join a university, something for after grad or something, then this is something that you can that you can do. You can also within the page of the school you can check the alumni, so you can see what path يعني انه عايزين تشوفوا what path did those alumni take. طب انتوا لو هتروحوا جامعة كذا او الجامعة اللي انتوا حتى فيها دلوقتي you're part of it, you want to see what most of your alumni do. This is something that you can also check. So it's just a way for you to understand this type of the people that graduate from certain universities, what kind of jobs or careers that they move forward in. A little bit, this is the very last part of our presentation. It is the extra credit part, we call it, which is gain in demand skills with LinkedIn Learning, join groups and privacy settings. So let me go into details. Gain in demand skills. LinkedIn, if you visit opportunity.linkedin.com, if you guys want to write it down, it's really, really good. It's to develop your skills and it's for free. You are able to get access to it. So LinkedIn identified 10 jobs that have the greatest number of job openings with a good wage, with a steady growth over the last 4 years. And there's a learning path to teach the skills of those jobs. So you can go in, check it out, and see what kind of those roles, and you can start doing some, I would say, courses online. And it's, as I mentioned, it's all for free. Also, we unlocked learning paths relevant to every professionals, including master critical soft skills and learn the latest virtual collaboration tools. So given the world we're in right now, virtual collaboration tools are very, very important. So I would really recommend that you explore the courses there. And of course, mastering the critical soft skills. Right now, soft skills are more important than anything else. We all know that because at the end of the day, this is what you use in most of your jobs in terms of like if you're negotiating, you're presenting, there's so many things that you need to learn. And then a little bit for starting your career, which is like interview prep, interview practice with some behavioral interview questions. So now a lot of the companies use the behavioral interview questions, so it also prepare you for that. Guys, I highly recommend you go through it. It's, as I mentioned, it's for free. It's opportunity.linkedin.com. Check it out. And yeah, it will really help you to get started, because those are things that were never ما كانوش available قبل كده. فان انتوا تخشوا وتشوفوا ازاي to prepare for an interview, what is the body language that is needed and all of that, then I would highly recommend it. آخر حاجة is joining the groups. As I mentioned, في LinkedIn has a lot of groups. الناس بتخش وبتدiscuss certain topics وبيبدأ يبقى في debates و conversations. This will add a lot to your knowledge and your personal brand, of course. I would highly recommend that you search for groups and see topics that interest you and join it. If you don't like it after you join it, you can exit it and try something else. Highly recommend it. That's it from my side, guys. Thank you so much. I wish I was with you in real life, not a virtual one, but it's a tough year that we're all going through. But yeah, it was lovely to be here with all of you. Best of luck with your careers, and yes, hope to see you again. Thank you.
ماجدة, thank you so much. عن جد يعطيكي ألف عافية. The session was amazing. يعني we've been receiving and still receiving يعني comments, questions and feedback. إنه session رائعة. Your delivery was صراحة very يعني هيك inspiring, وكلياتنا ضلينا يعني focused with you during the session. So يعطيكي ألف عافية. أنا صراحة بدي أوعد كل حدا عم بتابعنا إنه it will not be the only session with you and with LinkedIn. And I promise everyone that we will be having more session coming our way with LinkedIn. But before you leave us, and I have one, actually we have so many questions, but صراحة we have two key questions that I would like to share with you. وتعطينا هيك لو briefly لو سمحتي عليهم. في سؤال إجانا إنه what should I put on my profile if I'm no longer a student but I'm also unemployed. فكيف هنا بيكون ال status of the profile?
It could be as simple as when I said open for work. So this is something that a fresh, they can even put their title or their headline as the headline could be looking for an opportunity in X industry. Their title could be fresh grad, and they put the sign where it says open for work. So yeah, this is definitely my recommendation. Nothing to be ashamed of. It's actually a very good thing to say that you're open to work, because some companies are looking for those fresh grads.
Thank you. And the second question صراحة, because we received it أكثر من مرة, what بيسألوكي من وجهة نظرك إيش أنسب صورة تنحط على ال background photo on LinkedIn? Not the profile picture, but the banner up there.
Honestly, I don't have a specific recommendation. Just put something يعني even if someone بيحب القراية حط صور كتب. If it's someone that like a specific nature picture, put it there. If يعني it could be something that بينك وما بين الصورة it means something to you, but let's just not put a lot of distractions at the back. At the end of the day انت عايز اللي هيبص على البروفايل بتاعك يبص على صورتك.
So it reflects something personal or يعني something that you like to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
أنا رح أوقف عند هدول السؤالين وأرجع أحكي لك يعني thank you ويعطيكي ألف عافية. أنا رح يعني إذا بتحبي تعطينا آخر مسج منك لكل حدا عم بتابعنا، وصراحة هم كتير يعني امبارح كان في عنا آلاف من الطلاب موجودين معنا، واليوم كمان العدد أكبر وأكبر، فهيك كلمة سريعة منك ماجدة قبل ما تتركينا.
Yeah, sure. Guys, يعني at the end of the day, I know a lot of you are probably just جداد على الماركت who just graduated or almost graduating. There's a lot to explore out there. Not necessarily أول شغلانة هتاخدوها هي دي الشغلانة اللي هتكملوا فيها الكارير باث بتاعكم، بس as I mentioned, seek support. سألوا الناس اللي حواليكوا، شوفوا الناس اللي دخلوا الكارير اللي انتوا حاسين ان انتوا ممكن تبقوا عايزين تشتغلوا فيه. connect with them, speak to them. مش هتتخيلوا قد ايه الواحد بيبقى عايز يساعد بس بيبقى مستني حد يجي يطلب منه. ف do that. Use what is available right now. الشركات كلها دلوقتي are trying to help out, especially السنة اللي عدينا فيها كلنا. احنا مثلا لينكدين كل الكورسز اللي بقول لكم for free دي ما كانتش قبل كده for free. We are trying to help out. مش احنا بس, every single company use this right now because it's available. Good luck. Yeah, everyone has a chance for something great الصراحة.
Thank you for being a great ambassador to LinkedIn, a great mentor to our youth across the region. Thank you so much, Majda. Stay safe.
Thank you. You too. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. اوكي، مرحبا مرة ثانية. أنا متأكد إنكم استمتعتوا بالجلسة للينكدين. صراحة كانت جلسة قيمة، وزي ما وعدتكم لما كانت ماجدة موجودة هاي الجلسات مع لينكدين راح تكون بشكل أكبر. نوعدكم إنه دائما نخليكم up to date بكل الترندز الموجودة بالماركت. السيشن في الوقت الحالي برضه سيشن رح تكون انتراكتيف، سيشن ممتعة. رح نتعرف على قطاع جدا مهم هو قطاع المال والأعمال. ولا يعطينا فكرة أكثر عن هذا القطاع بشرفني إنه أرحب بالتجاري وفا بانك والأستاذة منى القادري اللي رح تكون موجودة معنا ممثل عن التجاري وفا بانك، وتاخذنا برحلة لنتعرف على هذا القطاع ونتعرف على the opportunities available للشباب العربي بقطاع المال والأعمال. أستاذة منى مرحبا.
أهلا وسهلا.
كيف حالك؟
الحمد لله. I'm very glad to be here among you. It's a privilege for me to have the opportunity to share with you our world and what could be interesting for Arab youth.
شكرا لك وشكرا للتجاري وفا بانك. وايضا هاي السيشن يعني عم نخصص فيها مساحه للشباب من المغرب العربي. حضرتك ايضا عم بتشاركينا حاليا من المغرب، فانا ما راح اتاخر عليكي و I will give the floor to you استاذه منى. بس بدي اطلب منك اذا في مجال ب يعني اشياء معينه برضه to mix between Arabic and French بكون ممنون لك. Thank you so much و all the best of luck.
Thank you very much, Tamir. Again, I'm very glad. It's a privilege to be here among you on behalf of Tijari Wafa Bank, but also INJAZ Al Maghrib, parce que je suis secrétaire générale. So I will maybe mix my presentation in French, Arabic, Moroccan Arabic, and English. And of course, if you don't understand, I remain at your disposal to try to facilitate our communication. But for me, the most important here in this exercise that I can really commit with this Arab youth and present them maybe new perspective. We are not already, it's not something we used to see. And maybe the COVID crisis will help us to see things in a new way and help this Arab youth to create their own opportunity, including inside the financial sector. Alors, je vais présenter, je vais exposer mon propos en deux grands temps. Le premier, c'est juste présenter qui on est, qui est le groupe Atijari Wafa Bank, qu'est-ce qu'on fait exactement. Et le deuxième temps, c'est dans quelle mesure est-ce que ces jeunes peuvent prendre part à une aventure extraordinaire que nous sommes en train de vivre, parce que cette banque-là, ce groupe bancaire, ce n'est pas uniquement de la banque et de la finance, contrairement à ce qu'on peut penser, mais c'est aussi un groupe qui crée du sens et qui participe à un projet de société extraordinaire dont je vais vous parler tout à l'heure, qui est la dynamique intra-africaine. First of all, Tijari Wafa Bank is considered as a major player, Pan-African player at the service of the economic integration. Nous sommes un groupe de banques universelles, leader in Morocco, leader in North Africa et quatrième en Afrique sur le continent par le total bilan. Nous sommes présents dans 25 pays, dont 16 pays en Afrique, avec plus de 10 millions de clients et plus de 20 000 collaborateurs. Donc c'est vous dire à quel point nous sommes un groupe multiculturel et nous disposons du premier réseau d'agences bancaires en Afrique avec plus de 5000 agences et nous couvrons toutes les activités de banque, de finance et d'assurance. Donc ça va de l'activité bancaire classique aux activités de marché et à toutes les activités de crédit consommation, etc. Nous sommes également très engagés sur le plan de l'engagement citoyen dans l'éducation, notamment à travers INJAZ et le soutien à l'entrepreneuriat. Donc c'est un groupe qui génère également beaucoup d'efforts et d'engagement pour aider les jeunes à créer leurs propres entreprises. Ça aussi, ça peut être intéressant pour les jeunes dans leur perspective de création de leur propre avenir. C'est un groupe bancaire aussi qui représente la première capitalisation donc boursière au Maroc avec plus de 11 milliards de dollars au 31 décembre 2018. Et puis, nous avons également un modèle économique qui est très intéressant, qu'il est important de comprendre pour les jeunes. C'est que nous sommes dans une stratégie de développement en Afrique où on a des participations, des prises de participation importantes, majoritaires la plupart du temps, dans chacune des banques que nous achetons. C'est important de comprendre ça parce que contrairement à d'autres modèles, ce modèle nous permet de mettre en réseau. We put into a network, and that's a keyword nowadays, putting into a network are our banks. Donc, en mettant en réseau toutes nos banques, nous avons pu mettre en réseau toutes les communautés d'affaires qui travaillent avec chacune de ces banques. Et par conséquent, nous avons pu, à travers un certain nombre de systèmes, notamment le Club Afrique Développement que je représente, créer des opportunités et des joint ventures, des investissements qui n'auraient pas peut-être existé si on n'avait pas mis en réseau ces banques-là. Ce qui m'amène à la partie un peu création de sens. J'aimerais insister sur cet aspect-là. C'est un groupe qui crée du sens et qui est complètement engagé dans la dynamique de coopération sud-sud, de création d'un véritable marché intra-africain. Et ça, c'est quelque chose de nouveau. Et ça, c'est quelque chose que les jeunes aujourd'hui peuvent s'approprier en termes de projet de société et même de projet de vie. Moi-même, sur une échelle de 10 ans, j'ai pu faire un cheminement extraordinaire, faire énormément de rencontres à l'échelle du continent, en Afrique du Nord, mais aussi en Afrique de l'Ouest, en Afrique centrale, et puis construire un chemin où j'ai pu voir les choses autrement, plutôt que des choses orientées vers le Nord, orientées vers l'Europe, orientées vers des standards qu'on a l'habitude de consommer. Ce groupe s'est engagé dans cette dynamique dans un cadre plus global de coopération sud-sud, impulsé par le Maroc, qui est très engagé dans cette logique, puisque nous avons une stratégie politique pilotée par le chef de l'État très importante d'engagement à l'intérieur de l'Union africaine. Et nous avons enclenché le retour historique à la famille de l'Union africaine en janvier 2017. Et puis c'était un premier pas vers the Continental Free Trade Area, la zone de libre-échange continentale, qui est entrée en vigueur en janvier de cette année. Ça aussi, c'est un jalon historique et important et qui peut complètement transformer la manière dont les jeunes peuvent appréhender les opportunités qu'ils ont, puisque c'est d'abord la plus grande zone de libre-échange continentale qui existe aujourd'hui dans le monde. Et puis, même s'il y a encore énormément d'obstacles entre les pays africains, dont les pays d'Afrique du Nord, c'est une autoroute d'opportunités qui s'ouvrent pour les jeunes en termes de création d'entreprises, en termes de création de valeur et en termes de création de jobs. Donc j'invite les jeunes à vraiment se pencher sur cette zone de libre-échange et ce qu'elle peut leur apporter dans leur manière de designer leur carrière. Et puis, donc, tous ces pas ont fait que les investissements privés marocains ont été, le stock de FDI, de Foreign Direct Investment en Afrique, opéré par les entreprises marocaines, a été multiplié en 10 ans par plus de 7 fois, entre 2007 et 2017. Donc, ce sont des statistiques officielles. Dans ce contexte-là, le groupe Attijari Wafa Bank, dont l'actionnaire de référence est un fonds d'investissement panafricain et qui est considéré comme l'un des plus grands fonds d'investissement à capitaux privés sur la scène africaine, qui est El Mada, et qui est doté d'une stratégie intra-africaine d'envergure. Et si vous dézoomez du Maroc, si vous allez voir du côté de l'Égypte, ou si vous allez voir du côté de la Tunisie, ou si vous allez voir du côté d'autres pays d'Afrique, vous allez voir qu'il y a une conjonction d'engagement à l'échelle des États, puis à l'échelle des entreprises, vers cette dynamique intra-africaine. Et je vous invite vraiment, où que vous soyez dans le monde aujourd'hui, à vous intéresser à cette dynamique parce qu'elle recèle encore plus, après cette crise Covid, d'opportunités importantes. Nous sommes dans une conjoncture où les clés de lecture classiques ne sont plus forcément tout à fait valables. Nous avons bien vu une Europe qui est en train de se cloisonner. Nous avons bien vu un enjeu, une réflexion sur les tensions sur les matières premières qui émanent principalement d'Afrique, d'Asie et de zones comme les nôtres où nous opérons. Donc vraiment, je vous invite à vous pencher sur le sujet. Ce groupe Attijari Wafa Bank, dont l'actionnaire de référence est El Mada, est donc engagé par des investissements impactants. Et qui dit investissement, dit création d'emplois. Création d'emplois sur tous les métiers. C'est-à-dire qu'en tant que banque universelle, aujourd'hui, nous avons vu nos métiers, que ce soit la communication, que ce soit le private banking, que ce soit le crédit consommation, que ce soit l'activité bancaire classique ou les assurances, tous les métiers ont développé cette dimension africaine. Tous, même en Europe, parce que nous avons une filiale Attijari Wafa Bank Europe qui est dotée d'un passeport européen, qui est basé à Paris, qui aussi embarque avec elle sa clientèle, les entreprises européennes, vers cette dynamique-là, parce que c'est là où se trouvent les gisements d'opportunités. Donc, à travers cette dynamique qui a commencé à peu près vers 2007, nous avons aujourd'hui 16 banques dans 16 pays différents et le fait de les mettre en réseau a fait créer une dynamique qu'on appelle aujourd'hui Afrique Développement, qui a commencé par un forum. C'est un forum qui s'est tenu en 2 jours. Nous avons tenu la première édition en 2010 et l'idée c'était de réunir humblement, sans prétention, autour d'une même table, les clients, la clientèle qui travaillait avec chacune des 8 banques du groupe. À l'époque, nous étions présents dans 8 pays. Et puis, nous avons tout de suite constaté que les entreprises africaines de ces pays-là, pour peu qu'on les met dans un cadre fiable et dans des corridors fiabilisés, pouvaient travailler entre elles. Et c'est ça qu'il faut comprendre, et c'est ça qui est intéressant pour un jeune aujourd'hui, c'est que quelque chose de nouveau, une dynamique nouvelle s'est enclenchée, une dynamique que nous n'avions pas vu venir. C'est une dynamique intra-africaine. Je vous assure que quand vous voyez une entreprise ivoirienne serrer la main à une entreprise sénégalaise ou importer de la tomate à une entreprise marocaine 5 fois moins chère qu'en Espagne, parce qu'elle s'est rendue compte qu'elle pouvait travailler avec elle, malgré tous les obstacles, je vous assure qu'il se passe énormément de choses. Pour faire court, pour ne pas être très très longue, nous avons tenu aujourd'hui 6 éditions de ce qu'on appelle le Forum international Afrique Développement à Casablanca, où nous avons pu réunir plus de 10 000 entreprises de 40 pays du continent et des pays partenaires. Nous sommes inclusifs, que ce soit des pays de la zone MENA, les pays européens ou les pays d'Asie principalement. Et puis nous avons pu réaliser plus de 20 000 rendez-vous d'affaires structurés. C'est vous dire le niveau de demande aujourd'hui de connaissances. Donc, le deuxième message pour les jeunes, c'est développer de la connaissance fiabilisée. Aujourd'hui, la connaissance fiabilisée, c'est le nerf de la guerre. Quand j'ai de l'information fiable et que je partage de l'information fiable, je crée un système de confiance. Et quand je crée un système de confiance, je crée de la valeur et je peux travailler avec mon interlocuteur, que ce soit d'un point de vue salarié ou d'un point de vue entrepreneurial. Quelles sont les opportunités et comment se développer dans ce contexte? Évidemment, je pense que ça a dû être dit avant, le mot-clé aujourd'hui pour nous tous, c'est la flexibilité, l'adaptation et la capacité de comprendre les enjeux, ce qui se passe au moment M pour pouvoir avoir la bonne réaction. Par exemple, je vais être très pragmatique. À mon niveau, au niveau du Club Afrique Développement, nous avons vu les évolutions, un besoin d'un profil que nous avons dû designer, qui n'existe pas, qui ne sort pas des écoles classiques, qui est un profil qui mixe des capacités commerciales, des capacités digitales et des capacités économiques. Donc, si l'un des jeunes qui nous entend pense répondre à ce besoin, je profite de cette opportunité pour lancer un appel à manifestation d'intérêt. Je serai à l'écoute pour étudier tous les CV. Donc voilà un peu dans l'ensemble ce que je voulais dire. Le plus important dans tout ça, c'est que nous sommes un groupe, de ce qu'il faut retenir, qui crée du sens. Et pour un jeune, en tout cas pour moi, pour ma part, et pour les jeunes que je fréquente, c'est important de participer à un projet. Au-delà d'un travail classique, c'est important de se dire que dans mon cadre, dans mon entreprise, dans mon job, je fais partie d'un tout global qui voit naître quelque chose de nouveau. Et aujourd'hui, c'est le temps de l'Afrique, et le temps de l'Afrique par les Africains et par tous ceux qui ont envie de s'engager au profit de ce continent. Bon, je pense que je préfère interagir avec vous si vous avez des questions. Tamil, I remain at your disposal. I hope I was a bit clear, and of course, if you need more detail, I remain at your disposal. And thank you very much. I don't know if Tamir is with us.
Sorry, but I think the internet got disconnected for seconds.
It's okay.
Yes, Mona?
I was saying that I hope my presentation was clear, and I remain at your disposal if you have any more questions.
Yeah, actually we have a couple of questions وفي إذا بتسمحي لي حتى أتناقش معاكي بالعربي حتى يوصل الأسئلة لأكبر عدد من الناس اللي برضو عم بيسألونا وعم بيتابعونا. في سؤال وصلنا على أبرز 3 وظائف متوفرة حاليا بقطاع المال والأعمال من وجهة نظرك وكونك يعني تشتغلي أيضا في قطاع مصرفي وبنكي. إيش أكثر 3 وظائف مطلوبة في هذا القطاع؟ إذا بدنا نبلش بالوظيفة الأولى.
Nowadays, it's a lot. IT skills are really we need a lot of IT skills, and the private banking also.
Yes, sorry. So IT number 1.
Yes.
And number 2.
Private banking. It depends on the market, of course, but more or less this.
And the third one?
The third one, I don't have the statistics, but I think that would be advisory banking.
اوكي في وصلنا هلا دايركت مسج عم بيسالوكي استاذه منى اذا بتقدري توضحي لنا اكثر what do you mean by private banking?
Private banking is when you support and when you serve a private client for his own properties, own assets, and it's le patrimoine and toute la clientèle privée.
اوكي وفي سؤال ايضا ثاني وصلنا ابرز المهارات هل دائما القطاع المصرفي او القطاع المالي يتطلب شهاده في الاقتصاد او المحاسبه او الفاينانس ان سبيسيفيك لحتى الشخص يبدا مسيره مهنيه في هذا القطاع؟
Absolutely, and above all, what's important is understanding the economic and the macroeconomic issues, and also financial skills, of course, yes. But that's if you want to be a banker, don't forget that you can have other jobs inside the bank. For example, I'm not a banker, but I serve a bank.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, you have communication skills are also really important. If you want to be in other, in support directions, not only inside the banking job.
Okay. ومن وجهة نظرك أستاذة منى لو بدنا ناخذ نورث أفريكا ريجن as a region هل الإقبال من الشباب على استخدام الاي بانكينج سيرفيسز او خدمات الاونلاين بانكينج هل زادت مع بدايه ازمه كورونا او في الاعوام القليله الماضيه؟
I can relate for Moroccan example, and we all the banks developed the online services. And they went faster after Corona crisis, and it works very well. I think also in Egypt it's something that's going very well. I'm not sure in other markets as Senegal or less mature markets in Western African countries. But yes, definitely that's a lever. That's a highway of opportunities for youth. Digital skills. As I told you, I have a need. So if someone is interested in the African adventure and he thinks he can, he can fit with the needs, he's welcome.
Okay, so هاي دعوة مباشرة منك لكل اللي عم بيشاهدونا هلا بنورث افريكا بيقدروا يتواصلوا مع الست منى طبعا على مختلف وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي او على لينكد ان تحديدا ويتواصلوا معك. بس قبل ما ننهي استاذه منى مع حضرتك بدي اترك لك المجال رسالتك لكل الاشخاص والشباب اللي عم بيشاهدونا هلا نصيحتك ورسالتك لهم وخصوصا في ظل الظروف اللي عم بنعيشها يعني حاليا.
I would say first of all the courage to stick into your values, whatever the context, whatever it could be hard, wherever you are. The courage to be you is a paying choice, even if it's hard at the beginning, because first of all you respect yourself, and then the others respect you, and when the others respect you, they want to work with you. That's really, really important. Don't take any job like this because you feel bad or you think you need just a wage. The second message is dare to see the things differently, in other perspective. Change your perspective. And nowadays the world is listening to all the new ideas, all the new perspectives because of the crisis. This crisis made like a kind of setup of every standard. Nobody now can hold the truth or the standard. The standard is not in France or in England or in other countries. You can build the standard, be a part of building this new standard. That's what we are doing now here in this group inside the African Adventure. So build your standard and stick to it.
أنا بوافقك بالرأي 100%، يعني عشان هيك دائما بنقول always يعني look for a career not for a job.
Completely. Look for a meaning. Have a meaningful life.
100%. أستاذة منى القادري ممثلة على التجاري وفا بنك، يعني بدي أشكرك شكر كتير كبير، بالإضافة لكونك طبعا بتمثلي التجاري وفا بنك، حضرتك the Secretary General of إنجاز موروكو، فيور part of the إنجاز family. شكرا كتير لك، شكرا لوقتك وميرسي بوكو.
Thank you very much. That was a privilege. Good luck. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. يعطيكي ألف عافية. اوكي، يعطيكم العافيه مره ثانيه. اي ثينك وصلنا للشق الاخير من ملتقى جاهز لليوم الثاني. رح يكون معنا الجلستين الاخيرتين، وانا متاكد انه هاي الجلسات جلسات مميزه ورح تكون جلسات مهمه جدا. ورح نبدا مع الاستاذ رامي عفاني، the HR and admin manager of the National Beverage Company كوكولا بفلسطين، ليحدثنا أكثر عن قطاع الأغذية والمشروبات، ويحدثنا عن الفرص المتوفرة للشباب بهذا القطاع كونه من القطاعات الأكثر نمواً والأكثر حيوية. فأنا I promise you with a very refreshing and insightful session. أستاذ رامي، مساء الخير.
مساء الخير. هلا تامر، شكراً لك.
بالعكس، أنا بدي أشكرك أول شيء على مشاركتك معنا، بدي أشكرك على انضمامك وترحيبكم طبعاً بالفكرة من البداية لتكونوا موجودين معنا وتكونوا بتساهموا بمسيرة الجاهزية الوظيفية للشباب العرب. فشكراً لك.
شكراً لكم، وأنا سعيد وكثير مبسوط، وشكراً لإتاحة الفرصة من قبل إنجاز العرب.
شكراً كثير أستاذ رامي. أنا ما بدي أتأخر عليك، بدي the floor is yours. حابين إنه كلنا متشوقين إنه نعرف من حضرتك أكثر معلومات عن كونك أيضاً يعني شخص في نفس الاختصاص في مجال ال HR، لتحدثنا أكثر عن الفرص وأيضاً المهارات المطلوبة في القطاع. تفضل أستاذ رامي.
شكراً تامر. بالبداية أنا حابب أعبر عن سعادتنا كشركة مشروبات وطنية كوكاكولا فلسطين لمشاركتنا الدائمة والقديمة مع مؤسسة إنجاز من خلال إنجاز فلسطين وطاقمها الريادي والفعال دائما. لما بنحكي عن صناعة الأغذية والمشروبات، لا شك أنه في بعض اللمحات البسيطة لازم نذكرها عن هاي الصناعة. أهمها أنه هاي الصناعة بتشمل بداية هي صناعة الأغذية الطازجة، صناعة الأغذية المعلبة، وصناعة المشروبات الخفيفة. لا شك أنه هاي الصناعة من أقدم الصناعات اللي وجدت أو تواجدت عبر التاريخ، ولكنها لا تزال مليئة بالحداثة، مليئة بالابتكار، مليئة بالتقنيات، مليئة بالأنظمة المتخصصة، الأنظمة المتطورة. وهذا من خلال العديد من مراحل الإنتاج والتوريد اللي موجودة فيها، من خلال البروسيسنج، موضوع المعالجة، من خلال الباكيجينج، التغليف والتعبئة، وبنوصل بالنهاية لمرحلة التوزيع. لا شك أنه هاي الصناعة بفلسطين بتشكل جزء مهم من إجمالي الصناعات. صناعة الأغذية والمشروبات في فلسطين اليوم إحنا بنحكي عن أكثر من 25% من إجمالي، بتشكل من أكثر من 25% من إجمالي الناتج المحلي بفلسطين. بالإضافة أنه منشآت هذا القطاع بشكله أكثر من 15% من إجمالي المنشآت الصناعية اللي موجودة بفلسطين. ومثال بسيط على تطور هذا القطاع هي شركة المشروبات الوطنية كوكاكولا فلسطين. لما بنرجع ل 2021 أو 23 سنة لورا، احنا بلشنا في شركة المشروبات الوطنية ب 47 موظف، بلشنا بخطين إنتاج، اللي بمصنع واحد بخطين إنتاج. اليوم احنا بنشكل حوالي 950 موظف ب5 مصانع ب7 مراكز توزيع. فبالتالي هذا القطاع عم بشكل حيز مهم في السوق وفي إجمالي القطاعات الصناعية بفلسطين. ولكن لما بدي أحكي عن هذا القطاع لازم برضو أحكي الصعوبات اللي واجهتنا، خصوصا لما واجهنا في بداية الربع الأول من العام 2020 جائحة كورونا كوفيد 19. هاي الأزمة واجهناها، ولكن كان في عنا زي كل العالم تضررت، كل العالم تعرضت لأزمات في أعمالها، ولكن كان لازم نواجهها ونحدد أولوياتنا. وأولوياتنا كانت موظفنا، كان أولوياتنا كان عملائنا، مستهلكينا، المجتمع اللي بتعامل معنا، وبالتالي استمرارية العمل عشان نحافظ على موظفين. ولهذا الحكي احنا في كوكاكولا قمنا بتفعيل العديد من البروتوكولات والتدابير المهمة اللي لها علاقة بالتدابير الصحية زي كل المؤسسات، تدابير السلامة وإجراءات الوقاية والسلامة على الموظفين، تدابير التعقيم والتنظيف، تحديد النقاط التجمع، تدابير التباعد. هذا لما بنحكي بأولوياتنا على سلامة موظفينا وسلامة عملائنا ومستهلكينا من خلال مشاركتنا في المجتمع، من خلال توزيع العديد من وسائل الوقاية وأدوات الوقاية لعملائنا ومستهلكينا. بالإضافة كان لابد بالنهاية أنه نواجه هذه الأزمة من خلال استمرارية العمل والحفاظ على موظفينا. الحفاظ على موظفينا كان من خلال تفعيل بروتوكولات العمل من البيت، تفعيل بروتوكولات العمل بنسب محددة في المكاتب لا تتجاوز 30 حسب متطلبات وزارة الصحة ومتطلبات منظمة الصحة العالمية وإلى آخره. كمان تفعيل العديد من البروتوكولات اللي لها علاقة باستقبال الضيوف وإلى آخره. هذا لا شك في بداية هاي الأزمة ومن خلال تأثر وتعرض العديد من القطاعات اللي لها علاقة في بزنس الأغذية والمشروبات اللي احنا بنشكل جزء كبير ومهم في، لا شك انه ادى الى مواجهتنا وتعرضنا لأزمة توقف بعض القطاعات مثل المطاعم، القطاعات السياحية، المرافق السياحية والترفيهية اللي لها علاقة بشكل مباشر بالبزنس المشروبات الخفيفة والأغذية. هذا كله خلق عنا شحن نستمر بأعمالنا. احنا من القطاعات الغذائية اللي لازم تستمر. الناس إذا ما تغذت وإذا ما أخذت العلاج اللازم ما بنقدر نستمر. فبالتالي هذا خلق عنا حافز، خلق عنا شحن إنه نستمر في التوريد، نستمر في الإنتاج، وناخذ كل الإجراءات اللازمة اللي إلها علاقة بالوقاية ومواجهة هذا استمراريتنا. هاي بنحددها وبنحدد متطلباتنا واحتياجاتنا لاستمراريتنا في العمل وتطورنا والتوسع اللي أكيد هذا القطاع جزء كبير منه من خلال تحديد بعض المهارات والقدرات والمتطلبات اللازمة من قبل الطلاب والمتدربين، وعادة بنحددها من خلال متطلبات العملية الإنتاج والتوريد أو سلسلة الإنتاج والتوريد. لأنه لما بنحكي عن متطلبات التعليم التقليدي أو متطلبات التعليم الإداري، طبعا بنحكي عن الإدارة والقيادة، وبنحكي عن التعليم المالي والتعليم الإداري والبروكيورمنت وكل هاي الإجراءات. ولكن لاستمرار ومواجهة هاي الأزمة لابد إنه يكون في عندنا مهارات خاصة ومتطلبات خاصة للاستمرار، وإمكانية استمرارنا هي فعلا بتؤدي إلى إمكانية استيعابنا العديد من الموظفين والعديد من الخبرات والعديد من المهارات اللي إحنا على استعداد إنه نستقبلها في المستقبل. أهمها لما بدي أجي أحدد هاي بطلع على سلسلة التوريد والإنتاج. لما أنا بحكي عن سلسلة بحكي عن البروسيسنج، فبالتالي أنا في عندي مهارات إلها علاقة في الفود بروسيسنج، في عملية التصنيع ومعالجة عملية التصنيع والمعالجة بالمرحلة الأولى. فبالتالي لازم يكون عندي مهارات ميكانيكية مرتبطة بالتطور التكنولوجي، لازم يكون عندي مهارات ميكانيكية مرتبطة بضبط وتحديد الكنترولز والتكنولوجي كنترولز على عمليات المعالجة. كمان بلزمني مهارات إلكترونية لها علاقة في التكنولوجيا أتمتة الآلات وتطورها، وتكنولوجيا لها علاقة ب قراءة المخططات الكهربائية من خلال طبعا المخططات التكنولوجية اللي كثير احنا بنواجهها في إدارة وتشغيل هاي الخطوط وهاي الآلات. بالإضافة إلى من المهارات اللي كثير مهمة وصار لازم كثير احنا نتعلم ونتدرب عليها، مهارات سلامة المنتج اللي هي ومعرفة إجراءات سلامة من خلال الفود سيفتي رولز، معرفة هاي الإجراءات كاملة للحفاظ على سلامة المنتج اللي هو شيء أساسي في سلسلة التوريد ورفض وتزويد السوق بهاي المنتجات. بالإضافة إلى موضوع حماية البيئة من خلال إدارة ومهارات إدارة الهدر، معالجة هذا الهدر من خلال الويست تريتمنت سكيلز اللي كثير احنا بحاجة لها في هاي. فبالتالي في مرحلة البروسيسنج هاي المهارات الأساسية اللي مرتبطة كمان بالتطور التكنولوجي والتطور التقني اللي وصلنا له من خلال التعليم الرقمي اللي وصل له العلم، وبالتالي مواكبة الأنظمة المتخصصة والآلات المتخصصة اللازمة. ننتقل على المرحلة الثانية واللي هي لها علاقة بعملية التغليف والتعبئة. عملية التغليف والتعبئة احنا بحاجة لمهارات صيانة، بحاجة لناس تعرف امتى تعمل صيانة، امتى تعمل صيانة دورية، امتى تعمل صيانة طارئة، امتى تعمل صيانة وقتية لها علاقة بمهارات هاي الصيانة واستخدامها. فبالتالي هذه من أهم المهارات اللي لها علاقة بالتغليف والتعبئة، وإحنا كثير بنكون بحاجة لها. كمان بعض المهارات اليدوية اللي لها علاقة بمهن يدوية بسيطة ممكن تدريب عليها بشكل بسيط. كمان معرفة برضو في هاي المرحلة بلزم بكل المراحل احنا نكون عندنا قدر من المعرفة بتطبيق بروتوكولات السلامة في كل مراحل عملية الإنتاج، وبالإضافة ومن أهمها كمان تطبيق مراحل وبروتوكولات إدارة الجودة وقواعد الجودة ومعاييرها. هاي بالمرحلة الثانية. المرحلة الثالثة واللي هي المرحلة الأخيرة في سلسلة الإنتاج اللي هي لها علاقة بالتوزيع. ما احنا processing food processing، انتقلنا كمان لمرحلة التغليف والتعبئة والآن مرحلة التوزيع. بهاي السلسلة بمرحلة التوزيع الموضوع مش أنا فقط أحمل البضاعة وأنتقل فيها، ولكن أنا بدعي الكل الطالبين هاي المهارات وطالبين هاي الوظائف انهم ينتبهوا لبعض المهارات اللي لها علاقة بتشغيل عملية التوزيع. ننتقل من إدارة الحركة لموضوع الفليت مانجمنت اللي بتتمثل بالمعرفة الميكانيكية، بتتمثل بمعرفة أنظمة إدارة الحركة التكنولوجية واللي لها علاقة طبعا بالتكنولوجيا واللي لها علاقة بالأنظمة الرقمية. كمان عملية إدارة المخزون وإدارة المستودعات من خلال أنظمة وبرامج إدارية لعملية إدارة المخزون برضو متطورة وإلها علاقة ببرامج تقنية وبرامج تكنولوجية وبرامج كمبيوترية. هذه من الاحتياجات المهمة. إدارة المخزون، إدارة سلسلة اللوجستيات من خلال إدارة برامج وأنظمة مهارات إدارة أنظمة النقل وأنظمة الشحن، التعلم على قوانين الشحن وقوانين تخليص هاي البضائع من المناطق والحدود المحددة لتخليص هاي البضائع، من خلال برضو التعلم على برامج متابعة هاي العمليات اللوجستية، بالإضافة إلى مهارات إحنا بحاجة لها دائما في كل القطاعات، ولكن في قطاع بيع الأغذية والمشروبات مهارات البيع حتى اللي انتقلنا فيها لمرحلة من المراحل من خلال استخدام الأدوات التكنولوجية الحديثة، من خلال التعلم على هاي الأنظمة وهاي السيستمز اللي لها علاقة بتشغيل وتسهيل عملية رفض السوق وتزويده بهاي البضائع بشكل أسرع وبشكل يومي. خصوصا إحنا بنحكي عن سلع سريعة الدوران، السلع مطلوبة بشكل يومي، مطلوبة بشكل لحظي، ويتم دورانها على بالسوق بشكل مباشر وبشكل يومي. كمان موضوع مهم ودائما احنا بحاجه له مهارات التسويق، واللي وصلنا حاليا فيه لمهارات التسويق الالكتروني والديجيتال ماركتينج، والتعلم على كيفيه اداره منصات التواصل الاجتماعي من خلال التسويق الإلكتروني، ومهارات الترويج المباشر في السوق. هاي من المهارات المهمة، والتعلم على أنظمة هاي الاحتياجات، أنظمة الترويج، أنظمة تسويق السلع بشكل متطور وبشكل حديث. وهناك العديد من الأنظمة اللي ممكن إنه إحنا طالبين لهاي الوظائف انه نتعلم عليها، نتعلمها وبتكون شيء داعم لشهادتنا الجامعية وشيء داعم سواء كانت شهادتنا جامعية أو شهادتنا من أحد الكليات المتوسطة وشهادة دبلوم. كمان في كثير من المهارات اللازمة لعملية التوزيع وعملية التطوير التجاري من خلال مهارات التخطيط، مهارات التحليل. ومهارة التحليل كثير مهمة في عملية تحليل البيع، تحليل السوق، تحليل المنتج، تحليل المنافسين. هذا كثير مهم. وبالتالي التدريب والتعلم على كثير من البرامج اللي بتسهل عملية التحليل من خلال دورات متقدمة على هاي البرامج. بالإضافة طبعا كلنا بنعرف أنه لازم يكون في عندنا مهارات للبحث ومهارات لصياغة مقترحات ومهارات إدارة مشاريع من أجل التوسع ومن أجل تطوير منافذنا في السوق وفرصنا، وبالتالي التوسع في توظيف العديد من الطالبين الوظائف، والتوسع في العديد من وخلق وظائف جديدة لإتاحة الفرصة للخريجين والخريجات بدخول هذا المنطلق. أنا بدعي الكل اللي بدي أحكي إنه صناعة الأغذية والمشروبات كثير مهمة. بدعي الكل إنه خصوصا طلاب الجامعات وحتى الطلاب في الدراسات العليا، بدعيهم إنهم يعرفوا أكثر عن هذا القطاع. قطاع كثير مهم، بشكل نسبة كبيرة ونسبة عالية من حجم القطاعات والصناعات الموجودة على مستوى الوطن العربي ومستوى الشرق الأوسط. قطاع فيه العديد من الابتكار وفيه العديد من التطوير، فيه العديد من المهارات اللي ممكن الواحد والشخص يتعلمها، ممكن يدخل فيها السوق من أوسع الأبواب. وفي مهارات كثير متخصصة إحنا ما بنكون نعرفها، وبالتالي ضروري نعرفها، ضروري نتعرف على هذا الجزء من أو هذا القطاع من قطاعات الصناعة، وبالتالي لخلق وإتاحة الفرصة الذاتية لدخول هذا القطاع بمهارات جاهزة ومهارات عالية لتناسب مواكبة وتطوير هذا القطاع. بالإضافة أنا في النهاية حابب أدخل أنهي في بعض التوصيات اللي إلها علاقة بمساعدة وإلها علاقة بدعم الطلاب رفض هذا القطاع من احتياجاتهم من طلاب العلم وجاهزيتهم بالمهارات والقدرات. أهمها أولا أنا بدعي المؤسسات التعليمية للتركيز على التعليم المهني والتعليم الثنائي، التعليم الثنائي dual studies، التركيز على التواصل مع هاي القطاعات لتحديد احتياجاتها. هذا من أهمها. دعم مؤسسات تعزيز قدرات الشباب وتعزيز الابتكار وتنمية الاقتصاد من خلال دعم مؤسسات فعالة في تعزيز، مثل كمؤسسة إنجاز وبرامجها الريادية في خلق هاي الابتكارات اللي أكيد رح تعزز التنمية الاقتصادية. كمان إتاحة الفرص للشباب للتدريب العملي والمهني في كافة القطاعات وبالتحديد قطاع الصناعات. وطبعا وأخيرا دعم المشاريع الصغيرة وإتاحة الفرصة لهاي الشباب إنها تدخل وتعبر عن ذاتها من خلال مشاريعها، من خلال أفكارها، من خلال إدارة هاي المشاريع. وأنا بشكركم وبشكر إنجاز العرب على هاي الفرصة الحلوة والفرصة المهمة في خلق أو إتاحة الفرصة لمعرفة لمحة عن قطاع الصناعات الغذائية والمشروبات الخفيفة في منطقة الوطن العربي والشرق الأوسط. شكرا لكم. ما بعرف إذا تامر موجود.
نعم أستاذ رامي، شكرا كثير لك. يعطيك العافية. يعني السيشن كانت جدا مفيدة وفيها معلومات جدا غنية بحكم تجربتك. بس قبل ما ننهي مع حضرتك سؤال،
أنا مش شايفك عفوا.
ما عم تقدر تشوفني؟
لا.
اوكي، ممكن بس محمد.
وجمدت صورتي كمان أنا أتصور.
يعني أستاذ رامي، أستاذ رامي عم تسمعني؟
معك، عم بسمعك تامر.
اوكي، فانا كنت عم بشكرك على السيشن. جدا جلسه مفيده وفيها معلومات غنيه بحكم خبرتك وتجربتك في هذا المجال. بس في سؤال قبل ما ننهي مع حضرتك، وانا بعتقد انه مهم انه نجاوبه ونفيد عدد اكبر من الناس اللي عم تحضرنا والشباب تحديدا. نصيحتك للاشخاص اللي عم بيعملوا انترفيوز في الوقت الحالي، فيرتشوال انترفيوز، يعني نصيحتك للاشخاص اللي عم بيكون في عندهم مقابلات عمل بس عم بيعملوا مقابلات العمل فيرتشوال، سواء ثرو سكايب، سواء اي زوم او اي منصه مايكروسوفت تيمز، فايش نصيحتك لهم في هذا الوقت؟
لحظة أنا شوي ضعت هيك. أيوة هيك أنا معك. سمعت سؤالك وسؤالك كثير مهم تامر. بداية أي مقابلة أهم شيء قبل موعد المقابلة وفي لحظة المقابلة، وإحنا بنسأل هلا عن أشخاص حاليا عم بيقابلوا. أنا نصيحتي لهم يكونوا جاهزين على المستوى المعرفي، جاهزين على المستوى المهاري، جاهزين على المستوى الشخصي، ويعبروا عن شخصيتهم بشكل واضح وشكل فعال. ما يستهينوا بموضوع الفيرتشوال والمقابلة. بالعكس، في ناس كثير عم بنشوفهم عم بيستهين وبيعتبر المقابلة الفيرتشوال هي تحصيل. لا بالعكس، ياخذها بجدية، ياخذها ويكون عامل الاستدي والاكسرسايز تبعه عن الشركه اللي بيقابل معها، يكون عامل الاكسرسايز تبعه والمعرفه اللازمه عن الجوب اللي هو رايح يقدم له ورايح يدخل فيه، ويدخل بدون اي توتر وبدون اي نرفزه. بالعكس يكون جاهز. انا هاي نصيحتي للكل. واهم شيء يكون دارس عن الجهه اللي هو بده يقابل فيها. هذا مهم، لانه في كثير ناس للاسف بتوصلنا على المقابلات هي بتكون غير جاهزه حتى بالمعرفة البسيطة عن المؤسسة أو الشركة اللي هي بدها تعمل فيها المقابلة أو تؤدي فيها المقابلة.
شكرا كثير لك أستاذ رامي، يعطيك ألف عافية. تحياتنا للفريق العظيم بكوكولا فلسطين، وإن شاء الله دائما نبقى على تواصل. شكرا كثير لك.
شكرا لك تامر. شكرا لك ولإنجاز العرب ولإنجاز فلسطين كمان. شكرا لك.
شكرا كثير لك.
يعطيك العافية.
Okay. So good afternoon, everyone. I believe we have reached the last session of the day, and I'm really proud to welcome Kat from Nestle, and Kat is the talent acquisition partner for NENA. So Kat, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. What a pleasure to be with you today.
Thank you so much, Kat, and thank you for Nestle for being part of this JAHEZ Employability Forum. You're one of the strategic partners, and we value this partnership between INJAZ and Nestle, and we look forward to expand on this project in the near future.
Absolutely excited, and I'm convinced that we will be able to make even a greater impact by collaborating together.
Yes, yes. Kat, now the floor is yours. Actually, a session to give us more information about the talent acquisition and the tools for employment and the new trends maybe in the MENA region. So I will leave it to you. All the best of luck. And yeah,
sure.
Good luck, Kat.
Thank you very much. Thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. It's an amazing pleasure to be with you today, and especially to speak about the topic which is very close to my heart, and it's talent acquisition. Also, I will be touching base on what are the market, how the marketplace looks like, and what are the skills needed for you, the youth coming in the marketplace. So to start with, I like to put ahead two rules. So for the ones that are, my colleagues in INJAZ, we want to ensure that everyone is on mute, and whoever is, needs to share something would be definitely needed to unmute themselves. I will walk you through the agenda of today's session. So a quick introduction, who Kat or Ekaterina is. I will be talking about Nestle in the Middle East and North Africa. How do we conduct our business in the region? What business as a force for good means to us? We will talk also about and discuss a little bit more about Nestle and its youth, the initiative and impact that we make on youth, not only in the region, but also globally. We will be touching base on the skills for the future, and it's something that we are taking care of at Nestle through all the initiatives that we run under the umbrella of Nestle and its youth. And I will walk you through the talent acquisition process at Nestle, and obviously we'll try to answer as much as possible to any questions coming my way. So to introduce myself, Tamer introduced me as Kat, because this is how I would say everyone around me calls me. I am a talent acquisition partner for Nestle Middle East and North Africa, and I'm a Romanian from Republic of Moldova. I joined Nestle in Dubai back in January 2015. And very quickly, what does a talent acquisition partner do at Nestle? So my main role would be to partner with our business leaders, with our functional leaders, to understand what are their needs in terms of talent, be able to understand very well the dynamic in the market, and also to ensure to grasp that talent that we need to help our business to grow, but also at the same time to ensure that we have the right talent in place to cater to the consumer needs. So on top of my talent acquisition hat, I'm also very proud and very honored to wear a talent and youth, or Nestle Needs Youth lead hat. So what does this mean? I will be talking later, disclosing a little bit more about, what do we do in the space of Nestle Needs Youth, and how do we bring this commitment towards youth to life in our region. So Nestle in the Middle East and North Africa, our heritage in the region goes back over 100 years with the sale of the first infant cereals in Egypt. Today, Nestle operates across the 19 countries of the MENA region and practically provides direct employment to more than 15,000 people who are all committed to Nestle's purpose of enhancing quality of life. If we have to look into our portfolio, we do have more than 60 innovative local brands, and this is in a wide range of categories. With a young population of more than 480 million consumers, MENA is a region with an important growth opportunity. Now, we are a food and beverage manufacturing company. We are the largest food and beverage company in the world. So how does the manufacturing footprint look like in our region? We operate 25 factories that cater to the region. We have 8 food manufacturing facilities and 17 water factories. And apart from that, we definitely need people. And it's all about the people that support us to bring to life and to ensure that we have the right food and beverage products offered to our consumers. For that, we definitely need to have in place the right team and a very diverse workforce. So we are at home to more than 15,000 employees from more than 77 nationalities. We're proudly speaking more than 40 languages, and it's a great honor for us, especially working in human resources and representing human resources today, that we provide development opportunities across geographies, categories, and functions. So I was talking about diversity, a workforce, a diverse workforce. So what does this mean? This is how a diverse workforce looks like in a nutshell or in a snippet. So in the pictures, you're able to see, people coming with different cultural backgrounds, gender, nationalities. So diversity and inclusion is an integral part of our company's culture and is one of the ways we bring our purpose and values to life. Our values are rooted in respect for ourselves, respect for each other, respect for diversity, and respect for the future. And through all the initiatives that we have internally and externally, we aim to embed diversity and inclusion across everything we do. So this practically involves building an inclusive culture that values the differences of our employees and that innovates to serve the needs of our diverse consumers and customers everywhere we operate. So I will be walking you through the importance for us of business as a force for good, and also ensuring that I will be, touching base on how we create shared value in the society. Looking at the screen, I'm sure you have seen, tasted, and grew up with many of these brands. So if we have to talk about our region, I am sure you are a big fan already of Cerelac, of Maggi, Nescafe, or Kit Kat. But I also guess that many of the brands that you see today on the screen are not really the brands that you would recognize. So this is just to give you a glimpse of how diverse and huge portfolio of brands the biggest and the largest food and beverage company in the world has, and why it is important for us to also reflect this diversity within our workforce. So I was telling you earlier about creating shared value. So this is our belief, and this is our way of actually conducting business in all the places where we operate. This is what defines our role in the society and brings our purpose to life. We truly believe in business as a force for good. So as a first step back in 2015, and I talk here in specific in our region, we published our first Nestle in Society report, practically outlining our commitments that are framed in line with the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Since then, we are sharing progress across the region on a regular basis. And what makes us come to the office, to the factory, to the distribution centers every day is the passion for the products, the passion for people, the passion of making an impact. And in all our activities and initiatives, we are guided by our values, which are rooted in respect. Respect for individuals and families. We offer products and services that enable healthier and happier lives. We do this for the communities, we support better livelihoods for those we live and work with, and for the planet. We steward resources for future generations. And very close to my heart, the impact that we make on youth. Now, if we look at the current situation, more than 1 in 6 young people are out of work due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And the impact does not stop here. We also look into the education and how students have been affected, not having necessarily the access to the right tools across the region to be able to continue their studies. So Nestle Needs Youth is our workforce initiative that provides job and training opportunities for young people across the globe. Amid the pandemic, we have scaled up online training to ensure continuity of our internships and apprenticeships programs. And we do not stop here. So we are also working with public and private institutions in many countries to create new programs to help young people develop the skills and resiliency needed in practically today's challenging job market. So what you see is also a testimonial of the efforts that we have been putting in place in the last 1 year to be able to continue to support youth, being that through virtual internships or virtual readiness for work programs. We're also working with various companies across the region. We have more than 40 partners that are part of an Alliance for Youth to be able to further support youth and impact more and more young people across the region. We also actively participate in events like Africa Youth Day, where we cater to subjects like or topics like entrepreneurship as well as employability. Now, we will be looking into the skills for the future. And why do we call them skills for the future? Because this is something that with the ambitions that we have, and not only at Nestle, but industry-wise, in terms of sustainability, in terms of food security, in terms of ensuring a diverse supply chain, I would say routes to market to be able to cater to the also diverse needs of our consumers. We definitely need to ensure that the youth coming into the marketplace are ready to bring the organizations to that level. And I will be sharing with you our top 3, I would say, flagship commitments towards the planet. Last September, we practically announced our ambition to achieve 0 net greenhouse gas emissions by 2050. We are accelerating our journey towards 100% renewable electricity by 2025. When we talk about manufacturing, we are rethinking the way we operate. So last September, October, we were proud to have launched UAE's largest private ground-mounted solar plant in one of our factories, Al Maha. And we also look into the how to address the plastic collection and recycling. Practically, we continue our efforts in extended producer responsibility initiatives, and we do this across different countries. We have a government-endorsed coalition in UAE committed to tackling the issue of packaging waste pollution. We also have the program driven by the Ministry of Environment in Jordan, and the recent launch of the Dorna initiative in Egypt, looking at the reverse credit system for plastic waste management. There are so many other more initiatives coming for other countries as well. And why am I sharing with you this today? This is to try to make you understand that obviously, as you can see on the screen, it's not only Nestle that is driving. There are more and more organizations aware that this is the direction we need to take to be able to sustain ourselves, to be able to have a future. And this is why we look and really focus a lot on the skills of the future. This is to help us meet our 2050 climate ambition and our sustainable commitments. We're looking at a series of skills or set of skills that will be able to support the organization and the world to reach there. So how do we ensure that we are at the level of digitalization in our factories and in the workplace? How are we able to better connect with our consumers and doing it online? What kind of skills are there needed for the people in the organization to better understand the consumers, the behaviors, as well as how to better innovate and be agile when such situations as COVID-19 pandemic took place. So let's dig into what are the skills for the future. And I had to really make a selection of the top that looking also at other companies in the region and in our food and beverage industry would seek in their candidates when they look into the recruiting them in the company. We're talking about analytical skills, and this is practically to have critical thinking and to analyze the situation you're in order to be able to solve the challenges that you face as employee. And analytical skills are applicable everywhere in an organization, even if we talk about finance and analyzing data and providing visibility to the leadership of the organization to take decisions. If we talk about HR, understanding the workforce dynamic, how many people the organization needs to be able to achieve its goals, how many people are leaving the organization, where the talent is. So analytical skills are extremely important across the value chain in an organization. Growth mindset, and this is something really I think important in terms of not only seeing and supporting the organization to grow, but also looking at ourselves as individuals. Growth mindset is practically being adaptable and willing to go above and beyond the soft and hard skills you already have. So in that journey, you will be able to challenge yourself, but you definitely need to have the right motivation and the right attitude to be able to go beyond what you already have as strengths, being that soft or hard skills. And along with that, you will be able to support not only the organization, but also your colleagues and the people around you. Emotional intelligence, and this is a huge topic. It's a huge topic, and I'm confident that most of you have heard about it. Maybe you're currently reading a lot of material about it. I will only summarize it to the point of really this ability that we would need to develop to perceive, evaluate, and respond to your emotions and the emotions of others. Digital literacy is not only related to digital marketing or e-commerce or e-business, is the ability and being comfortable to be using digital tools and systems available in the workplace, but also being aware of the latest developments that you could bring to the organization to increase efficiencies and to be able to ease the ways of working, to be able to make an impact on the environment. If we talk about means of transportation of goods, for example, if we take our industry in food and beverages, but also is to your ability to create and communicate and share digital content. Nothing would be able to support you do more than collaborating. So collaboration is also about learning to trust others, work together, and give as well as accept ideas. And this is something that you learn even from the university, right? From the moment you work and have different assignments and different projects. In teams where the collaboration spirit is strong, this is where you have also great outcomes. Now, we're lucky to be living in a world where we have access to so many platforms and tools that are available, fortunate enough, for free. So try to dedicate time and efforts in learning and developing new skills. So I have, I would say, a few recommendations that you could access platforms like Coursera or LinkedIn. So these are learning platforms that offer a lot of information for free. Also, seek for support. Seek the support of a mentor or a coach that can help you and can practically support you identifying what are your goals, what are some of your areas of development that you would like to focus on in this new journey while searching for a job or trying to find the right career opportunity for you. So we discussed a little bit about, what are the skills that are needed for the future, and this is something that will be very well outlined in the job descriptions and in the jobs that we post and we advertise. So I want to walk you through the process of talent acquisition at Nestle and to make you understand how we are able to assess and look for this set of skills in our candidates. So it all starts with an application period. So there is a need for a specific position, and all our opportunities are posted on our career website. And this is to give really transparency and visibility to everyone interested in working with Nestle. Once candidates started applying, there is a period where the recruiter will start going through the applications. Now, it's not only at Nestle, so it's more of a general rule that in the first 1 to 2 weeks, what recruiters have noticed is that this is the time when the best candidates would apply, the ones that are either extremely interested in the organization, they have a passion and expertise and knowledge to be able to take the job, and hence my advice for you would be always to don't hesitate, always have a CV in hand ready for your next job, and apply as soon as you identify an opportunity. So what does it mean, screening CVs? Screening CVs is the step which the recruiter will be looking and assessing the CV against the job requirements. And if you are shortlisted, the recruiter will give you a call. And this is where you get into a 20-25 minutes conversation with a recruiter, and it's the time when they will be testing a bit your communication skills, try to understand your motivation, your ambitions, and experience. Good job. If you move to the next level, the next level would be meeting with the hiring manager. And this is an interview which focuses a lot on understanding your abilities versus the competencies and requirements outlined in the job role. Now, this is definitely an opportunity for you to be well prepared, to ensure that you know very well your CV in and out, as well as to have done your research about the organization, about the role, and this is an opportunity for you to shine. Now, in terms of assessing a candidate's suitability for a position, it's not very easy to do so in a 45 minutes or an hour, face-to-face, or in our case, for the past 1 year and a few months, do it virtually. So we do have different steps in the process that will really support not only the line manager or the hiring manager to understand better the profile that they have in front of them, but also would give the opportunity to the candidate to know better the organization, meet more people, and also assess whether, yes, indeed, this is the right opportunity for them to take it forward. These are the people that they feel comfortable in dealing with, and it's an opportunity, if it materializes, they will be easily able to take a decision. So another element that would give us visibility on the suitability of the profile would be online assessments. And this is where you might have heard about psychometric assessments. So the psychometric assessment will have two components. One of them will focus very much on the personality questionnaire. So you have questions that are very much related to how do you structure yourself, how do you organize yourself, and how do you deal with emotions, what are your preferences in terms of ways of working, how do you deal with pressure, and so on. And the second element would be testing your abilities. And when I say abilities, I refer in specific to verbal, numerical, and logical. And this is where once this part is complete, we will be receiving a report, which can be also further used in assessing overall suitability of the candidate and taking the decision which candidate is the best for the position. And we're looking at the final interview, so you're almost there. The final interview can be a meeting with the head of department. It can be a meeting with additional people in the organization, stakeholders that the position that you're applying for requires to collaborate closely with. And this is also to ensure that we're all aligned that indeed the person sitting in front of us is the best that can fulfill the role. And like I said, it's also a great opportunity for you to also not only meet different people at Nestle, but also, expanding your network of experts. Another element that can be added during this particular meeting is also a case study. So case study is the opportunity for us to see you in action. What does this mean? This also means that you have an opportunity to look into what kind of challenges you might be faced with in this role that you're applying at. So it can be any business or function challenge that is being put across to you, and you'll be giving a specific deadline to come up with a solution or multiple ideas on how to tackle the problem. So we will be looking at the thought process. So yes, we will have your piece of information and the result of your work, but also we will give you the chance to come over or via a virtual meeting, present your ideas and be able to assess your presentation skills, how are you able to manage pressure, how are you able to manage different stakeholders, and different tools as well, if we were talking about the digital literacy previously, right? And you will be surprised to maybe hear that so many times we see still candidates that are unable to use tools like Microsoft Teams. And still we face issues in trying to teach and to practically develop this I would say practice of people to be curious about the tools that an organization uses to be able to meet you for an interview. And it's not over. We have assessed you during an interview, so we met you as a professional, but also we want to learn more about you as an individual. Then we assessed your capabilities, your abilities, verbal, numerical, digital. Then we moved into the final interview, so we saw you in action, and now it's time for us to ensure that we have tick the box of speaking to any of your previous supervisors or managers that had the opportunity to work with you in the past to check how you behaved, how you were able to grow, what type of challenges you faced, and also to look into the notes that we already have during the recruitment process and see if there is any further opportunity for us to engage with you to clarify certain things. And I think with this we're done and the job offer is there, so we will be proceeding with an offer to the candidate. Congratulations, you will be preparing yourself to join the organization. Now, you are part of the organization. We did have an initial assessment, right? So we're able, post your recruitment process, understand what are your strengths and highlight also the areas of development. Once you join the organization, right, there will be a job that you will have to fulfill, and that job would have certain requirements. So how do we ensure that you are truly ready for you to not only do your job, but also further grow in the organization? So how do we develop our employees? There are functional competencies which are needed for you to be able to actually perform your job. Yeah, so this here we talk about enhancing your technical or skills or your abilities, and there are different ways of doing that. At Nestle, we say when we talk about functional and what do we exactly do, we really summarize it under the umbrella of what do you do on daily basis at work. But also we will be looking into supporting you with the right, trainings on how you will be able to achieve all the what's, right? So it's leadership and behavior, ensuring that we are boosting your potential to become a future leader at Nestle. And very quickly around how do we do this, and what kind of approach would we have in such a case for this development? Many times we hear candidates coming on board and talking about and asking about the type of trainings, and the expectation most of the times would be that you will be joining an organization and you will have tons and tons of trainings, where most of the times in multinational organizations, and I would speak about food and beverage industry in specific, there will be a certain approach to how to deal with the training or boosting or enhancing the skills of someone joining, especially someone young that maybe does not have yet that level of experience that you would need. So we will be looking at 10% of that will be fully dedicated for you to be in, I would say in our case, a virtual classroom setup, or a digital learning journey, which is more of a self-paced, where you have a lot of interactive tools, and it's something that most probably you'll go through once or twice a year based on the development needs that you have. 20% of the time, once you went through the classroom training, will be engaging with the experts around you to be able to learn from them, yeah? And 70% of the time will be actually you practicing what you have learned and ensuring that, you know, you are provided with feedback. It is a safe environment where mistakes are acceptable, and feedback is something that comes very natural to people in general at Nestle. So this is how we take care of employees, being that young people like you that are yet to start their career journeys, or more experienced people that already have a luggage of expertise and knowledge. And because we are in this setup, and I was reading the other day how virtual ways of working, regardless of how useful tools like Microsoft Teams are, or other providers, how this affected, the current situation affected our ability to network, and being that with our colleagues at work, with our colleagues in the in university, or even wider with colleagues from industry. So I think today probably would be a good idea to look also into a few do's and don'ts for you to consider when you're trying to expand your network, being that for you trying to build new skills, have access to new platforms to learn new things, or in your search for a job. So we'll start with the do's. It's so important, and it will always be important to do your research about the company, and to really look into the details of the company that are important to you, that resonate to you. What makes you be interested in that organization? Why do you want to be associated with them? And what exactly interests you in that particular organization? And like I said, is that for a job opportunity, or is that for a learning opportunity? Ensure that you really understand and know very well the company. You will be approaching people. You might send, a generic message to the company. Ensure that you personalize your message. Yeah. So ensure that you have very quick and fast ways of introducing yourself, and you add that personal touch. That would really make a difference when the recipient reads it. You are applying for a job, or you are searching and interested in a particular learning opportunity. Like I said, you want to attach your CV. Ensure it's a PDF format and not a Word document, because of different systems that organizations will be using. The format of the CV would change, and you definitely don't want, to have this first impression, to make this first impression wrong. So ensure that you always attach a PDF version of your CV. Now, whether you are an adept of putting a picture on your CV or not, obviously this is up to you. However, when we speak about LinkedIn, it is really highly recommended for you to have a professional yet friendly picture. So the studies show that such profiles are much more, I would say, tend to be of focus for the recruiters, also from the fear of fake accounts or fake profiles. So whenever we see a well I would say maintained profile with a picture, and we're able to see the name and the rest of the details, it always much easier to be able to interact and network with that person. Again, for the CV, there is no rule for you to have or not to have the picture on it. However, if you decide to go for it, ensure that it's a professional yet a friendly one that really represents you, who you are. You see there, no selfies, no cropped picture from your cousin's wedding or any other event, it's extremely important. It's the first, I would say, encounter that the recipient has with you through your CV and through your message. So a little bit of some don'ts that would highly advise you to stay away if possible. Now we have a lot of times messages that are people are asking us to help them to find a job. Yeah, so it's almost impossible. Second, I think the organizations these days are more and more expecting for even the youth to really know what they want, to be able to know who they are, what is the value that they can bring to their organization, and to ensure that they have an idea about the ambition. They know where do they want to go, and I don't think the expectation would be for you to know what you want to do in the next 3 years, especially in the super dynamic environment we're in. Jobs change, jobs titles change, the nature of the needs of the organization change. However, the organizations would definitely look into having ambitious people on board that would be able also to build that level of resilience to deal with issues, challenges, and know what they want and how they want things to be done to be able to achieve their goals. Now, if I'll give the example of myself and the team that I'm part of, we are 10 in total, and I would say there's so many situations when we receive a CV, and then I'll have my colleagues, 9 others, sending me the same CV as the person has approached them for the same opportunity. So be a little bit patient. Ensure that once you have, started building your connection, ensure that you allow enough time to be able to, interact with that recruiter. It does show that you are, focused and you know what you want, and you are going strategic in your approach. Now, CV is the I would say first encounter that we have with you and your experience. So ensure that you are very honest and transparent in your, describing the areas of responsibilities or projects or studies, courses, skills that you possess. We definitely do our research. This is our job, but also during your interview, for sure, there will be in a way or another, an opportunity for an interviewer to ask you whether you have, or to give an example, whether you have or not certain, experience or skills. So do not exaggerate your experience and be honest. We have seen how busy everyone is around us. This is the environment that we're in. There are conflicting priorities. The business has more and more pressure to ensure that we are being able to answer to the demands of our consumers. So the recruitment process in general, the timelines for recruitment process would be shorter and shorter. So for you to be able to make an impact when you approach someone trying to build your network, ensure that you have a very concise message and introduction about yourself in around 2 to 3 sentences, and this would definitely be enough for you to kickstart that connection with the recruiter, with the line manager, or with an expert in the industry. And be patient. Networking and building your network, like they say, it's your net worth. So ensure that you allow enough time to do so. Do not follow up too much. It is definitely, advisable to do so, to follow up with the recruiter, with the HR professional after some time. Yet do not do this excessively, and always remain professional. So with this, I have finalized my presentation for today, and I want to see Tamer, if you can help me see if there are any questions that are received in the chats, or anything that I would be able to answer now. If not, please do feel free to go ahead, submit your questions, and post the session. We will ensure to come back to you with the right answers.
Kat, first of all, thank you so much for this beneficial, insightful, and very inspiring session. I believe that everyone who has attended this session benefited from the information you have just shared. So thank you so much for this. It was very interesting. And yes, I do have some questions for you, and I will start with the first one. And we have received it from more than one person. They're asking about any internships that you have at Nestle, or if you hire youth with zero experience. They mean fresh grads.
Okay, so I will take it step by step. Yes, we do have exciting internship programs coming up, so definitely stay tuned. We do have a page on LinkedIn, we do have a page on Instagram, as well as on other social media channels. So stay tuned. We will be coming back to you very, very soon, advertising the programs, being that during the summer as well as beyond the summer, normal summer internship programs. So this is in terms of offering internships, and this is across our region. Like I mentioned, we're talking about 19 countries. 17 are active countries where we do have our offices and our employees based, and 2 of the offices are we're dealing with with distributors. So yes, internships are coming, and are coming across the streams and across the countries. In terms of hiring fresh graduates, so by offering I would say by offering the opportunity to young people to experience workplace and to ensure that they have the right set of skills needed for Nestle and Nestle's ambitions. This is why we through Nestle Needs Youth have various initiatives, collaborations like the one we have with you, Tamer, across the region, to enhance the employability of youth. And hopefully this will support us, further hiring youth in even without experience. So here I want to clarify one thing. When we say experience or without experience as a fresh grad, we know that usually universities in the region are very much focused on providing that platform for students to go for internships during the summertime or even during the academic year. So this is something that I would really want to emphasize on. For you who are starting your university, who are in the middle or who are graduating soon, do not waste any opportunity in grabbing an internship and ensuring that you are building that experience. Yes, you might not have a total of 1 or 2 years experience in a certain domain or area, but the fact that you are going and utilizing that time, spending it with other organizations, learning about the workplace, learning about certain jobs, definitely is going to increase your employability. So yes, this is something that we're working on, offering internships, and also trying later on to accommodate or to attract that interns back to Nestle and hire them in full-time and regular positions.
Kat, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and the collaboration, and also the support that we receive from Nestle. And I hope, as we said at the beginning, that we will expand and build on this partnership. Thank you so much for your time. Stay safe, and we really appreciate everything you have done today.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and looking forward to building together more events like that and impacting more people. Thank you.
Thank you, Kat. Thank you. بهيك بنكون وصلنا لنهاية ملتقى جاهز لعام 2021. الملتقى اللي صممناه خصيصا ليلائم احتياجاتكم وليعطيكم جرعة من خليني أحكي الإلهام والتوعية، وأيضا نحكي لكم إيش الفرص المتوفرة في سوق العمل، وأيضا المهارات اللي تحتاجوا انكم تكتسبوها حتى تكونوا جاهزين لدخول هذا السوق بثقه ونجاح. بتمنى خلال هذول اليومين نكون زودناكم بسيشنز معينه، وايضا عرفناكم على متحدثين وخبراء في مجال التوظيف وفي مجال القطاعات الاكثر نموا. دائما بدي اذكركم احنا بلشنا امبارح بملتقى جاهز، مكملين بملتقى جاهز مع ايضا برامج انجاز في مختلف انحاء الوطن العربي. رح نكون دائما على اتصال معكم جميعا. ضلوا تابعوا كل برامج واخبار مؤسسه انجاز العرب وشبكه انجاز العرب بشكل عام على مختلف وسائل التواصل الاجتماعي. بدي اشكر كل زملائي وزميلاتي في برامج انجاز بسبب دعمهم وايضا شغلهم السبورت اللي قدموه لهذا الملتقى تم وكان ناجح بجهودهم. شكرا لفريق انجاز العرب ايضا وكل الداعمين وشركاء النجاح، سكول فاونديشن، مايكروسوفت، نسلي، وجميع المتحدثين اللي انضموا لنا تباعا خلال اليومين الماضيين. بدي ارجع اعيد كمان مره واذكر كل رحله عظيمه كانت بالبدايه حلم، ما توقفوا تحلموا، انتم الوحيدين اللي ممكن تحققوا احلامكم لانه انتم الوحيدين المسؤولين عنها. اذا ما حققت حلمك او ما حققت حلمك someone else will hire you to achieve their dreams. يعطيكم الف عافيه، ضلوا بخير، واهم شيء stay safe we'll stay in touch. باي باي.